Hello, everyone.
Yay! Yeah,
Welcome back.
Yeah, we are back.
As
we
I
are
put
back.
my microphone on, hopefully this ends up coming through nice and clear. So, for everyone as well, we completely forgot to share the stream tonight, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that right now.
Oh yeah,
Because that's the thing that we're supposed to do before we go live.
I
It's okay.
made an ad for our stream, so that was my sharing of screen.
Can you kill the light?
Sure.
Thank you.
My fans.
Dicecream Sandwich is live with no viewers. Wah, wah. But it's okay. Oh wait, I have to wait 30 seconds because Twitch likes to run an ad in front of us now. We're big enough.
What? Really?
What?
Yeah.
We don't get no money from that.
No, we don't.
Sick. We made it.
Oh my god, that is huge, Jesse.
I know. I spent a lot of time writing that.
Oh,
Whoa. I can't share it though. What the?
sorry. The awkward moment when Emma is just staring down and just, oh my god, Jesse, that's huge.
Did you pre-write that?
Yeah, it was in our Slack channel. That's what I was
Yeah,
saying.
no one read it.
Which one? Which one? I'm
Those
sorry.
are memes.
Anyway,
I
all right,
wrote
we're
It's
good.
Always Sunny
I'm
in
sorry.
Philadelphia.
Let's
Sharing.
focus.
I'm
focus.
sorry.
Share
This
too.
was truly professional. It was at a Facebook post.
You
I
know
was
that.
not being horrifically crude about a person's body.
Not this time anyway.
You mean Leaf's giant hog?
It is my house.
I would only do that if I had prior consent from all parties.
All right.
Consent's important. And you know what else is important?
Done.
Loving your fellow
Share it to
human being.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Anybody who would like to share the stream, please share the stream.
I'm sharing now.
Sharing is caring.
So share. If you're watching, you should also share with your friends.
So if you're on Facebook, read
So-
my fan fiction.
God. So we do have actually a very cool announcement today. Mr. Parr.
Yeah. So we might have our first possible giveaway coming up in the next couple weeks or so. We're still working on the details, but DungeonDives.com, people. It's an awesome website from this amazing person who makes custom dice bags, shirts, lots of cool little D&D trinkets. Instagram account is Dungeons of Doom. Dungeons_of_Doom. Super cool. Met them online. We've been talking back and forth about doing a possible giveaway with them.
Cool.
So we're just kind of working out the kinks at the moment.
Can I?
Oh,
was
I
it
see.
Doom or Doom?
Doom. D-O-O-M.
We'll get to
Good for clarity.
Um,
Sweet. I
so-
will follow.
Yeah, so we're going to do a giveaway with them. I'm not sure what exactly yet. Maybe a shirt, maybe a set of dice. Who knows? He has a lot of great things on there. So check out the website. It's DungeonDives.com. I'm just going to reconfirm that really quick.
Dungeons, Dives, and Dragons.
Yes, DungeonDives.com. And yeah, so hopefully if you follow us on Instagram, Twitter, or YouTube, not sure where we're going to announce the giveaway just yet. We might even just do a giveaway during our stream next week.
You gotta like relax.
But-
Pinky.
Anyway, yeah, sorry. Follow it. Well, I have to because other people are talking while I'm trying to tell people about
That's a very
something.
British thing.
Anyway, that's all.
Awesome announcement, Kevin.
Yes.
Also, sorry for us butting in. They were just
Just
trying to
hanging
help
loose,
me.
bro.
I was basically, I can't do this because my pinky won't relax. But
Gotta
this is like
snap
me and
that
flossing.
thing.
I just can't.
Yes, that will be one of our Patreon stretch goals.
Nope.
Is
Teach Emma how to relax their pinky.
no. Emma
The
will
secret
show
is doing
you
this, and you
guys
just wanna
their flossing.
Oh.
The dance, not like
We'll
dancing.
show you how to relax your
Both.
Smash
That's the
that
stretch
face a little
goal.
more.
Yeah, no, like I seriously, Amanda has tried to teach me. A
How to
guy
floss.
who we used to work with called Bob tried to teach me. Who else?
I don't
I
even
feel
know
like
what flossing
Whatever you
is.
can,
I'm
you can
sorry.
have a
it's like it's a dance move where it like.
Three
Oh,
We're
I know
getting
that
off
one.
track. We're
I
getting
see.
off track.
Make sure to set the
Back
case
to
where
D&D.
we
Back
where
to
we do all the hot
the instant we
Fortnite
jump
games.
back
Back
into the
to
campaign,
Barovia.
less is going to be flossing.
Yes.
Yes.
What are you doing?
But yeah, it just doesn't work.
Just in the
But
bathtub.
Back to work.
Oh,
I mean,
Back to work.
if you're into it and it'll give me a 5
Oh, I
or
saw
maybe
that
I'll
on
floss.
Fortnite.
just go on Fiverr.
Hit it.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. All right,
Fuck
so
Fiverr.
Bringing it back.
bringing it back down. So, last we left
Fuck
off,
Singer.
Yeah,
the
fuck
party
Brian
had
Singer.
awoken after a night of revelry, had decided to break up a little bit and go to assorted areas within the village of Valaki.
I'm
We
gonna
had
call
a
my
group
friends.
going to first the church, and another group going to the burgomaster's mansion. People who went to the church ended up doing a brief little interview with Lars, found out some interesting information that their tribunal was actually a lot earlier than they thought, and that apparently a message was sent out but was never received. Those who went to the burgomaster's mansion found Irina. There was a rather heartbreaking, warming sort of
It's fine.
ish moment that everyone cried when
Everyone's fine.
Hope
It's fine.
professed their fealty, love and hearts.
Fealty
Love.
with 2 E's.
Fealty with 2 E's.
Love with a W.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, love with a W. To Irina, who unfortunately did not feel quite the same.
It was a sad day for our
Sorry,
favorite
I don't
ship.
know why you
It
write that
was.
in.
And with Leaf and Allura outside, actively not listening, managing to hear the whole thing, and both of them immediately stepping away and just going, ouch.
There's no cure wounds that'll fix that.
There's Cure wounds does not fix a broken heart. But
What other
from there,
things,
the
though?
party regrouped, spent the afternoon just relaxing in the Blue Water Inn, preparing for the evening when they knew that they had a meeting with Lady Fiona Wachter,
Dubs.
an individual that they knew very little about, just had a belief that she was going to be in some way assist with a potential plan to oust the burgomaster in some way. The dinner commenced, the night fell, and the party made their way through to Fiona Wachter's house, the Wachter house, and was greeted inside, escorted in, sat for drinks, noticed a few interesting things, but unfortunately Fiona Wachter's husband was not able to be there due to an illness, so it was just you and the lady in the sitting room. Dinner was had and enjoyed for the most part, and we're going to pick up after that rather interesting dinner as the last of the plates are being cleared and the glasses are being refilled as dessert is being prepared.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
group.
Oh, it's a good dinner.
Where's that dinner music at?
Yes,
Les has to floss to
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah!
they're taking a break right now.
I found it very enchanting. I just wanted to hear more of it.
Everyone does
Really
chew
set the
pretty
mood,
loudly.
you know?
So, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna think about seconds. No.
Addressing Lady Wachter.
Yeah, I think we cut out right after she asked us a very crucial question last time.
I thought we
This is our retort to that.
I thought all that talk.
To that very crucial question, that does anyone remember what it was?
Yup.
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone's watched the stream.
No.
So,
I should.
I'm not a cop. Subscribe to us on Patreon.
Well, as we all know, a cab. So,
Yeah.
not a big
I'm
deal.
not a fucking pig.
Good.
You both look
Now you
like
gotta
pigs
tell me
with
if you're
your
a cop.
dad hats.
Fuck,
Man,
man.
really?
The denim shirts and your dad hats. Not a screw.
Oh,
So
shit.
You guys want to get some in there too? Yes.
oh yeah, denim shirts and dad hats. I love it.
Hey,
Alright.
what's up, kids?
Wait, are you wearing Canadian tuxedos?
No.
I am. I mean, if this.
I mean, oh shit, we're doing the same thing.
No, it's a denim shirt, denim jacket, denim
I
pants.
can do.
Okay,
I can.
that's
I can. I can do a
tuxedo.
better Canadian tuxedo.
That's the Canadian suit.
This is also in character right now.
The Jesse is intentionally dressed up together.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Back to the matter at
back to the
hand.
matter at hand with Fiona
I'm sorry.
Wachter.
Big serious.
It's been a long day.
My lady, we find your proposal very intriguing, and we very much appreciate your trust in us. Tomorrow morning, I would like to send a messenger to you to confirm the details of our plan.
A messenger.
Hmm.
I assume the same messenger that you sent before.
The same.
All right.
Is that it?
Looking forward to dessert. Is everyone?
Yes, we need to decide as a group away from this.
Okay. I'm looking forward to dessert.
I understand. It is still fairly recent for you to have come to Valaki.
Yes.
There are a lot of things that you have to decide. Just know that this is probably the best offer that you're going to get.
We understand and we appreciate your delicacy with the matter.
Thou hast been a humble host, and we appreciate all that ye have given us tonight.
Oh boy.
What can here's advice?
I appreciate your honesty. Now, dessert for anyone?
Absolutely.
Life.
Fantastic.
Very well. And she motions, and out of the side door, the same place that all the food was brought out, you see two more servants again, hoods up, and end up coming around and depositing very, very nice pieces of some kind of sponge cake in front of each of you. Very nice accoutrement, little bits of melted chocolate.
Can I see what I can gather about what as they're handing out the desserts?
Against
The
that
hooded figures.
Sure. What are you trying to find? Like, are you trying to just get what they look like, or?
Are they armed? Do they seem like they're more than just servants?
Sure. Make a perception check.
Regular Joes.
First roll.
17.
Okay. Looking around, no one has really been paying them much mind for the evening, as most of the nicer households within the city have. You've seen assorted servants. Nothing that you especially are that unaccustomed to. The hoods are an interesting touch. And normally the point of a servant is for you to see their face to know their status. This seems to be kind of the opposite of that, where their faces are being hidden so that they are not shown in any way. They are just people. And so the major thing that you would be paying attention to, really, of course, aside from their weaponry, is what do they actually look like. And you see that the two that are coming around are fairly nondescript, but you do notice that they have a slight, both of them, matching scarring underneath their left ear. The scarring is a small circle with a 5-pointed star.
Is that like the mark of Paylor?
This star is inside the circle.
Yeah!
Pentagram.
Sorry, I love these guys now. This is my new home.
Is the
Sounds kinky.
star facing down or up?
The star is facing up.
Okay. So it's a pentacle.
Oh.
It's a pentagram.
Are we all just being sent a message?
Don't know. Maybe. I think it's just you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna turn my phone.
Goddamn
off.
ravens.
Silence.
Oh no, it was me too.
Is it on the same side for both?
It's my
of them?
Instagram though.
Which
so
side?
Left.
Waka waka.
I'm sorry.
Do I recognize the symbol?
Make a religion. Nah.
History?
Intelligent. Yeah, history actually.
Same symbol as in that room.
18.
18.
Get those movies.
Specifically where it's from, you know that this type of symbol is typically some kind of demonic nature. You do, with that roll, recognize that this is a very close matching symbol to what you saw inside the room in the Paylor paragrams. And it is also not tattooed. It is carved into their faces.
Scarification.
So cool.
This is some great dessert.
As the rest of you are tucking into the dessert, a very, very nice succulent sponge cake. All of the plates are placed in front of you. Lady Wachter begins to eat hers, sipping a little bit of wine, and just kind of enjoying the flavors, and you can see she's kind of mulling it over, little bits of food mulling around her mouth. Now, unless there is anything else, after this dessert, you are of course welcome to stay if there is anything else you would like to discuss, but I do need to tend to my husband, so for the evening, I would appreciate it if you thought this over and decided to reach out to me tomorrow with your friend.
Of course, milady. Thank you for your hospitality.
I did have one more question. On the way in, I saw a beautiful set of stained glass windows, and I was curious what the motifs were.
Those were ones that were chosen from by my husband. In myself, I am not quite certain of their true meaning. They are something that are quite interesting to see. You are, of course, welcome to examine them if you'd like, but nothing that I am particularly attached to.
Wonderful.
Inside check.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Oh.
Natural 1.
Wow.
I would have also.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was talking to you, so
Yeah.
I'll give you that one.
Also bad.
5?
Yeah, 3.
3? Yeah, no, she's telling the truth.
We need a smarter party.
Alright.
That's not smarts. That's
I rolled the
wisdom.
wrong die, so that one is going.
Dice jail. Dice jail.
Alrighty, so with dessert presented, everybody is finishing up. Less you, especially after not really eating the meat. This is incredibly tasty, and you just scrape your plate to the point that the fork is like scratching against the porcelain. And the fork is, you remember from last session that like not all the plates are in perfect condition. Most of them have got some kind of cracks or like chips off of the corners. So you kind of pulling it across, you accidentally kind of crack it a little more and just very like position your fork in such a way that it covers one of the cracks in the center of the plate, and then just leave it in front of you. She doesn't pay any mind to it. Well, I believe that this will conclude our evening, unless there is anything else that you would like to ask of me.
You've been most helpful, Lady Wachter.
My pleasure.
Oh, I thank you for your hospitality.
I hope you enjoyed your meal, and perhaps we will be able to have another one after a deed has been completed. So, in the meantime, please go to the door, and my servant will provide you with something on your way out.
Absolutely.
Does she have the same scarring?
Make a perception check. 18. She is wearing makeup. It's difficult to tell, but you're catching now with how long that you've been sitting in front of the fire, with the candles that have been on the table, with the warmth of the room, that there does appear to be a small amount of the makeup that's running, and you start to catch just the top edge on her faces. It was a pleasure meeting all of you in person. I look forward to working very closely in the future. Have a nice evening.
As to you,
Thank you.
lady.
And she returns back to the couch in front of the portrait of her husband and goes to finish her glass of wine, about half full at this point.
While everyone's like getting up from the table, I just want to scooch over to her and be say, "Do you have any more of that sponge cake?"
Would you like me to get you a fishy bag to go?
Yes, that would be lovely. I didn't even know that was a thing.
I'm sure this could be arranged. Yourself? And she gestures to one of the servants. Could you bring any remaining sponge cake for your name again?
Les Paul.
Les Paul. Could you bring any remaining sponge cake for this man? And the servant bows low and backs out of the room and ends up coming out with what is probably the remainder of the sponge cake. Probably good 3 or 4 pieces that are left, and then ends up giving it to you in just a small wooden container.
Very kind of you. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. I hope that this will not be the last of our dinners together.
I hope not too. I don't eat many solid things. It's usually just brine and ocean water.
All right, Les. Thank you. Thank
It's
you.
been
Lady
good,
Wachter.
It is very interesting. I look forward to hearing more of this.
Oh, boy.
Just like Zoidberg's it up.
Yeah.
On your way out, as you are getting your cloaks for the evening and any accoutrement that were left by the door, the manservant that you had seen before, the one who
I was gonna
approached
ask
you,
if this is the same guy.
same guy.
This
He was the one
Joseph?
who let you in. This is Joseph. Yeah.
Okay.
And he ends up coming over and presenting a very, very intricate wooden box. And I've got a thing here for this. Computer.
I also would like to, on our way out, kind of inspect the stained glass.
Sure.
Before we get to the door.
Yeah, make
But I'll let you
a.
do the box
Yeah,
first.
we'll do that. So, as the evening comes to a close, Lady Wachter remains seated on the couch, glass of wine in hand, as her manservant escorts you to the door, pulls out a small brown wooden box with a very small iron latch. He opens the lid, and inside you see a single smooth gray stone with an arcane rune pressed into the rock. And this is one of a pair of stones. You will have this one, and we will have the other. If you are ever in need of a safe house, as the lady expects will be the case, you may use this, and we will coordinate to accommodate that as quickly as possible. If you are asked something, you are expected to respond promptly and be concise with your words. He looks at Leafs and then at Leaf. Concise with your words.
Amazing.
Do not prattle on this.
Maybe I should have known
Perhaps I should.
if you would like. And he presents
Please,
this one.
Strahd, I know what these are.
How do we use it? Do we speak to it?
Yeah.
So you have one half of
Hold
a
on, we
syndicate.
gotta steal that other one.
So the way that this works is you would press the glyph, and when you press the glyph, it activates the spell. It can be used once a day, and you have 25 words that you can say to someone on the other end.
25 words.
Correct. You do it mentally. You don't actually need to say anything out loud. And the response comes mentally as well.
Okay, cool.
Sounds familiar.
So I can just get something in my mind without holding on to it, and I'll know that it's coming from a stone, basically.
Correct. Someone will
Okay,
just
so it's
speak
on
to you,
my
and
body.
exactly, as long as it's on your body, the stone will activate, and you will just hear a voice inside your head.
Okay, cool.
You can also respond to that voice. So
Never
same thing
practiced.
goes the other way.
So does it count towards the 25 words when you respond?
No, so it's
Okay.
you say 25, and then they can respond with 25.
Okay. So, yeah, okay.
Okay, perfect.
Do contractions.
So, in your case, investigation check.
11.
11. Not too much really jumps out as different from what you had seen before. You do notice that the piece that you had seen on the sides of their faces is the same symbol that's here, but it's inverted.
Okay.
Other than that, it was most of the same things that you noticed last time of the creatures coming out from the ground to this person who's in the dark robes with a light behind them.
Can I? Yeah, I don't think Allura has told the group about seeing that, so I can't like.
There's nothing that any of you know about that. She's the only one who knows.
As we're leaving, do I? Is this metagaming? If I know something demonic?
Yeah.
It's something where like there's been no indication
I
of
know,
anything like
yeah.
that. So
Sadly,
What
yeah.
did you think of the sponge cake? I really enjoyed it.
It was so amazing.
Oh,
Nothing ever spongy lasts down below unless it's kind of guilty.
Thank you, Joseph. We'll be taking our leave.
I hope you have a good evening. Get home safely and quietly.
Of course.
I'll make sure of that. Good evening to you.
Good evening. And the door closes behind you.
think I got a little bit. Yes.
And now looking back, you see the mirrored glass where there is just the slight reflection of everything that is outside of the house. Unable to see anything inside, no apparent lights that are visible once the door becomes
There's
closed.
like door handle or anything like that?
There is a door handle,
Okay, yeah.
but it's just
So it's
mirrored
mirror.
glass from the exterior.
Okay, so it's like a two-way mirror.
Exactly. So, what would you like to do?
Well, to ensure we get home relatively safe, I have a thought. I would like to disguise myself as Aaron the guard.
As Aaron the guard.
Yes, well, the guard that escorted us to the programs.
Ah,
One
alright.
of them.
One of them.
Okay, sure.
Do you need to Schmidt you, Aaron?
I mean, if you're in.
We've
So,
got a short rest
are
after.
we not?
I think we're good.
I suggest we don't go back to the inn just yet.
Oh, why do you think I was going to be Aaron? A guard.
You said getting home
Well, at some point.
at some point.
So, you have disguise self?
Yep.
Okay.
Disguise self at will.
At will.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right.
Mask
Mask
of
many
many
faces.
You're so excited to use it.
Whenever you use them, you go.
Oh, I picture a tuxedo master. Like,
I want to
Yes.
do
Yeah.
Have you seen the cartoon Mr. Ben before?
No.
Or aware of it? Oh, it was like a cartoon from the 60s in the UK where he basically goes into like a dressing room and then he turns out and like he's like, I'm an astronaut now. And it's like, he's out in space. I will find a link to it because it's
Where are you going?
terrible.
It's up to you guys. So, you're disguising yourself as Aaron the guard.
that I am.
You are.
I'll be stealthing.
You'll be stealthing. Would you like to cast Pass Without
I
Trace?
don't have the components for it yet. I need ashes from a burned leaf of mistletoe.
As a ranger, you actually
That was spell
do your
first.
casting through a spellcasting focus. You don't need things unless it has a gold piece allotment attached to it. You don't need anything.
Fancy!
Pass that
That's
shit
the way that
first.
all of you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only people who aren't like that are wizards, unless you're like, I want to purposely make things hard on myself and not have a focus.
I would like a focus.
Yeah.
What would that be?
So your
Something
focus.
cool. Oh,
Do.
theme from your past life.
Hang on.
In the Underdark, or actually, I don't know. I'm just gonna make
Yeah,
assumptions.
it was in the Underdark.
Yeah.
Well,
Focus is a piece of butterscotch candy.
And were those original?
The Barovia version, just a rock.
It's a rock painted
A
yellow.
rock
What
to
do you
step
got
on.
there, Jimmy?
Oh, it's a rock. You want one? Really tasty.
That's really depressing, Jimmy.
We don't have much in Barovia.
That's really what the biscuits were, the hags were. They're just like, oh, just help yourself to some
Rock
Werther's
papers.
originals. Just rocks.
If only they were Werther's originals. That's in my character.
Give me one sec. I actually have to look this. Oh no, hang on. Here we go. Spoke. Oh, that's Paladin.
I'm pretty sure that they just do it.
So,
No, they don't.
No?
Yeah, you don't actually. As a ranger, you do not get access to a spellcasting focus. It's one of the things that's under the spellcasting ability. I was like looking for it, and it's not there.
Alright.
So no, yeah, you're right. You
Next
cannot
time,
cast
It's
it.
on my ranger card, so I
Next
need the
time we're
material.
with
So.
Carl.
Yeah,
Just
so
trying to
we'll
spell
say
it.
you're able to get that at some points, but just immediately it's something you don't have access to.
I'm sure if we pass a spruce tree on the way, then I will snag some spruce.
Sure.
Don't worry, everyone. It's me, Aaron the God.
Wait.
Hey,
Oh, that's a pretty good bit.
what have you done with the doctor?
Well, that broke the spell.
Holy crap.
It's me, idiot.
Oh.
But it's Aaron saying this to you. Go and make an intelligence check for me.
I was gonna say,
No, that broke the spell. Physical contact.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, physical contact breaks disguise self.
Does it?
Yeah.
Well, that's
Whoa.
shitty.
I didn't know that.
nobody touched me. Damn it. If this is the case, I only get to cast that shit
So,
once.
like,
Or
you
at very
can't
least-
shake hands, or
Well, you can. It's just like if you're somebody that's taller or shorter, you're still the
yeah.
same height and you're still the same body type.
Yeah.
I didn't
No,
say
no, it
grab
doesn't.
you.
It doesn't break
Yeah,
the
yeah,
spell.
it'll break
It's
it.
just the changes
It'll break
fail
the
to hold up
illusion.
to physical inspection.
Okay.
Right.
So if he touches you and you say, "I disguise self so that I have a hat," you don't actually have a hat, and his hand will just pass right
Yeah, yeah,
through
right.
it. But it'll still appear as though you have a
it's
hat.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't actually break it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So you grab him, and as you grab him, you notice that like the armor that he's wearing doesn't exist, and your hands pass through it and touch his chest.
Oh my god, the ghosts have come back! There's a ghost here! Let's get it!
What's all this
Oh,
then?
Les, we were trying to be quiet.
It really seems like this.
There's a
It is
ghost here.
worth it.
No, it's a
right now.
doctor.
We're coming from Lady Wachter's house. We have to be quiet.
It
Boy,
needs to be
dingus.
inconspicuous.
Shut your little pie hole, is it?
Les, do you, like, these magical things, do you want us to tell you before they happen?
I mean, if they're behind me, yes.
Okay.
Who's that
So-
much marching order?
If, let's just make sure everyone's involved when no surprises like that. Doctor, I think that Les will feel a little bit less loud.
Very well.
It's a really great trick though.
Thank you. I've been practicing, I have.
I think we should move a little bit away, but I did notice a couple of things while we were inside that
I did as well.
both of the
Are we walking right now?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I was saying like we should move a little ways away. So
Let's
if
maybe
we
also
choose
decide where we're
stealth,
going.
I will like assist all of you.
Yeah, we're
Oh.
going.
Yeah, because like,
where are we going? Are we going back to the inn, or are we going...
well, I think we should just get away from this house currently.
I agree.
We can regroup and figure out what we're doing, how we're doing it, when and where.
We shouldn't be planning an earshot.
No.
No, well, you said you didn't want to go to the inn.
Well, no, I do have some ideas, but I think we should be going to discuss them.
Should we go to the church?
I was thinking maybe we should make our way to the jolly old barracks, we should. For that's where I'm from, Aaron the God.
Aaron the guard is gonna escort us across town, so let's let him get along with escorting us.
Oi, jolly good.
You are the doctor.
Shut
Oh,
up,
okay. Thank you, sir.
You recognize that someone is calling you dingus. Only the doctor does that. Only your closest friend in the world.
That's true. He is my closest dingus friend.
I knew I shipped that for a reason.
So, making your way south out from Lady Fiona Wachter's mansion, you're heading to the barracks, which is behind the burgomaster's mansion.
That's my thinking, but I'm also willing to escort the party. So if you guys have a specific destination in mind, perhaps now is the time to let's talk.
You're still outside the Wachter house. You haven't
Yeah.
actually made your way to the main drag yet. You're hiding fairly well. There's no light here at all, so you are definitively in shadow.
But we're like beside the house.
You're beside the house,
We wanna
figuring
get
out where you
further,
want to go.
yeah.
So let's just make our way into the.
But if you're Aaron the God, where's the other Aaron the God?
Well, I can speak to this. There is another Aaron the Guard Walker, and I can do a similar thing. It's
It's an illusion.
pretty straightforward.
But Won't he be mad?
Well, potentially, that's one of the
That
risks
he's
of doing
him?
this.
Yeah, which is why we still have to be careful and quiet.
So we're going to the barracks?
Well, we have
Alright,
to figure
let's-
out where we're going.
Yes,
Let's
it's
move.
time to shut our little fish holes and listen to the rest of the party. It is.
Caitlin starts to just like
Yep.
push the party.
It's the awkward mom push of like,
Yeah.
come on, kids, let's go.
It's the sober friend.
I
It's
will-
the sober
club.
friend.
I will turn this thing around.
So, making your way out from the Wachter house, where is it that you would like to go?
We'll start heading
Just
in the direction
walking
of the barracks.
in a direction.
Okay,
It
so
doesn't
you're on
matter.
you're on the northeast side of town, like much on the far north end,
Yeah.
and so you would go back to the main drag, which is heading due west.
So, yeah,
Main Street runs
yeah.
north south, and then you come to the east-west connector on the center of town, which is where the Blue Water Inn is.
Around what time is it?
At this point, you've been inside the house for dinner. It is closing in on 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Okay, so
There
it's
are
not a little bit.
there is no one out and about right now, except for the occasional clink of armor from some of the guards.
There's no curfew in town, but people
There's no curfew in town
Don't
that's
go
set
out
by the
at
guards,
night.
but it's more so if you're out at night,
Yeah.
there's a reason you're out at night.
Right.
Right? That's the general thing. Is people tend to go in when sun hits. By this time, most people are already preparing for bed.
So it's great that we have Aaron here, but I think we should also try and keep it in shadows.
Yeah, let's not get seen by anyone important.
I agree, isn't it?
I can try.
I'll do my best. I'm not the sneakiest, but
Yeah.
I'll take out the rear, or maybe lead the way.
let's let Aaron lead the
Maybe
way.
you might want to be that other guard we met, Schmidt.
I mean, I can do that. I do have disguise self. It's just that if we're gonna be sneaky, I can help with sneakiness, or if we want to pretend that we're escorting, I can pretend to escort. Whatever we think. Okay, yeah, you know what? I haven't used disguise self yet. What the heck?
Oh
Okay.
man, should
Oh.
I disguise self? This sounds like so much fun. Should we all disguise
Well, maybe if
Would you
you
also like to
can,
be
and
every
then I
guard?
can try and help with stealthing people.
I'll probably disguise self when if shit starts hitting the fan.
Okay,
So
yep, sure.
probably.
So you disguise yourself as
A Schmidt.
Schmidt. Okay.
Wow.
So disguise self, just so you're aware, does not affect voices. So
Yeah.
I've got a performance fee, I do.
That's pretty convincing.
Thank you kindly, mate.
I'm dumb and I like armor.
Oh my god, it's
Wow.
like he's here in the room.
How's that, you boys?
Sounds like
Okay.
Schmidt to me. Aaron.
Perfect.
So, two of you are just walking down the street as guards. What are the rest of you doing? Are you following suit, or are you keeping in the shadows?
I'm gonna like back up and away and just follow behind, kind of watching the group.
Sure. Stealthily or just down the street?
Great, so it's us
Yeah,
three.
fast.
Go make a stealth
I'm
check.
gonna-
Noticeable people.
I've only got a plus, what is it, plus 10?
9.
Plus 9, yeah.
Allura is good at keeping the shadows, but perhaps the rest of the party, we should just be. Perhaps we should be escorting you.
That seems like a plan, doesn't it?
We're heading to the barracks with these local travelers.
These folk are up for a tribunal, they is.
They sure is.
We could just say that I was up trying to practice my champion.
Quiet,
skills.
prisoner.
Oh god, alright.
We have some questions for you back at the barracks.
That's where we're going, isn't it?
That's where we're going.
What did I do?
Alright, you guys, we should probably have to talk this really quick.
Yeah.
So, you know, the doctor and I were talking earlier, and I think maybe we should actually go and confront Isaac about the fact that we haven't been given a date for our tribunal. But play really fucking stupid about it. Just go and be like, oh, we heard from an extra guard that our tribunal's tomorrow. We just wanted to say hi and see if you knew anything about the time, because we didn't know anything. See if anything slips up. Play dumb. Get him to underestimate us.
You really ought to keep the voice on, that way you'll get used to doing it.
See if he'll, and maybe like, see if he can give us any information about.
That seems more appropriate.
I think I'm going to stay quite quiet during this. I don't quite know how Isaac would react to a person of my being.
That's very fair.
So I think it would do us a kindness to go find Mr. Isaac Strasny.
And whatever we decide to do about Lady Fiona Wachter's offer, I think we should meet the man first.
We can handle that later on.
I
We
think,
can.
yeah, I agree. I have to state my hesitancy about following this plan. I think we should talk to to the Rangers and smuggle out of the city.
I'm very
I think
sure
we need to
we can
leave.
meet them. We can meet them at the inn once we're done meeting Isaac.
To use a phrase, I mean, I think we're in a rock and a hard place right now. I don't see any of this going the way we'd like it to.
Well, I think we just gather information, and if we need to get out of the city, I can probably get us out if we pay the hunters. I can help us get out.
Here's the thing, mates. It's me again, Aaron the guard.
Hi, Aaron.
Hello, Lester. Now, when we were in that house of Lady Fiona Wachter, we found, I'm being Sean Bean doing an American accent now.
I think we should keep names out. We all know who we're talking about. I think the less we say
General
anything.
When we were over at Grandma's house just now, I discovered that there might be something of interest for us up on that second floor there. That we all might be of interest to finding. Perhaps 'tis a girl? Perhaps 'tis kind of a little batty she is.
A girl.
Oh,
A
we did.
girl we might have.
A little batty means something.
A
really
girl that
different
maybe
in English.
we had
Does it
learned
actually?
about.
Batty.
Interesting.
Oh, that's not what I thought at all. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, like
didn't know
it's like
that.
it's like used as like a negative thing. Like people
Oh.
go like, oh, what a batty boy for like a gay
Oh,
man. and
it
things
means kinda
like
crazy
that.
here,
It
like-
means
Yeah, here it
like a
means
little
crazy.
Here it means
loopy.
not so. Yeah.
Yeah, so sorry for interrupting. I
No,
was just
thank
a bit
you. I'm
like,
glad you corrected me on that, because I am
Yeah.
going to strike that from the dialogue.
Strike that
Knock
together.
that one out of the lexicon.
Yeah.
She's a little loopy.
So sorry, what did you say? Something you might have known?
Hmm? Oh, maybe I got it wrong and I was thinking that I knew that, but the doctor was the only one who knew that, so.
There's a girl up on the
Yeah.
second floor of that there house that Grandma has, it seems.
You're talking the prophecy?
The prophecy it is. Perhaps.
But I mean, it sounds like she's not going anywhere.
She may not be going anywhere, but if we get exiled from this here city we do, then we might be in a lickus trouble. Licka trouble is what I meant to say. I'm getting used to talking with this funny mouth.
And I, Aaron, surely noticed that, yeah, I, Schmidt.
All these
The
bits.
best part is that would probably happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just forget. Oh right, you're Aaron.
You're Aaron,
I'm
I'm
Schmidt.
I noticed that I thought of the similarities between the tale she told us about her husband's daughter and the very interesting story we learned
From that old nice lady.
from that
was it?
old nice lady we met outside of the city.
Far, far away.
She told us 5 stories, and that one really reminded me of one of them.
But can we at least agree upon that we don't make any rash decisions? We don't kill without the group all being consenting? Because I don't feel good about that.
I think we can say we'll try, but I can't always predict what's going to happen.
I agree with Schmidt.
Let's go meet Isaac.
I did have other. I did notice something else about all of the hooded servants in Lady Grandma's house.
There you go.
Lady Grandma.
Lady Grandma's.
Lady
Lady Grandma.
Come on, Uncle.
Each of them had a scar, a cut scar, on their left side under their ear, and it was a circle with a 5-point star inside.
Jordy, given my background, would I know what that is?
Oh yeah, make a.
Oh, I was okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get you to make a history check.
Can I
Is that the
say
same?
any- Wait,
And
what's that?
Actually, you two as well.
Yeah.
I'll get you guys to both make religion checks for me.
Is that the same star as the room that we found in the forest?
I believe it was the same. I also very, very highly suspect that Lady Wachter has the same scar. It was she was trying to disguise it.
Interesting. One thing that I noticed about Grandma is that
What who she is?
Grandma didn't have the same beliefs about the Count.
About big old Mr. Mean.
About Mr. Meany. Grandma didn't seem to feel the same way about Mr. Meany as a lot of other folks in town do.
Now I too have a theory about that, Schmidt, my old friend.
Tell me about it, Aaron.
Wait,
So
can I-
this is all as you're walking, right? Or are you just
Yeah.
like stopped on the side of the road?
No, we're
No,
walking.
we're
That's what I was
Okay.
gonna say. Can I do perception just to see if anyone's
Yeah, go
like,
for it.
around or looking at us?
Hey, Jordy, that
Mhm.
history roll? Nat 20.
Nat 20.
Fuck
What's
yes.
the total?
Oh, 20, because I don't have history.
You don't have history?
Yeah.
Okay. What about you two?
6.
10?
13.
13? This is really interesting conversation. Yeah, like you keep looking around and they're just going, wait, what? And you just instinctually look back and you don't really notice anything that's happening. So, yeah.
They made sponge cake.
Exactly, and you're just kind of like also dreaming a little bit about.
Still got a little bit in your beard.
The gills.
Yeah.
It's just
Oh.
sponge cake in the gills. And it's all sticky.
Yeah, but I would be watching out for
I-
people.
you would be so.
Yeah, I have-
But on that 20 history roll, so
Yeah,
in
nice.
your case, yeah, you know this quite well. You recognize that specifically because that's what you use to summon Rick.
Yeah.
So it is definitively demonic in nature.
Cool. That
I-
supports my theory.
I have to agree that I did not get a good vibe from Lady Grandma. That was actually that was not intentional. It just came out
Keeps
that way.
happening. I love it.
It's okay, everybody. She's just Lady Grandma.
Lady Grandma.
Lady Grandma, you know the Gaga and Lady is.
Lady Gaga.
I don't know. I'm just.
I went there in my head.
We're working
Yeah.
on bits right
I just
now.
said
Lady
it.
Jima.
It's a bad romance.
We are
Okay.
officially
Oh.
an intro one improv class.
Yes, and?
Zip!
All right, back on track.
Alright.
So, making your way south.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talking about this.
Okay, so I agree, which makes me hesitant to even to do what she asks for, because if she is on the side of, well,
Mr. Meany.
Mr. Meany, then that is not the side we need to be on.
Now, Now I'm just Dick Van Dyke from Mary Poppins.
Yeah, I was gonna
It's
say
just-
that.
It's just evolving like through all the
that
different
ope
careers.
was very
Now,
American.
something we might want to consider about this here land of Barovier is that there seems to be one big old mean man that lives around here, and he doesn't seem to cater much well to anyone that could challenge to his power he does.
Not to mention, his power might not be the same thing as the power that Grandma is interested in.
See now, what old Aaron seems to think, and Aaron is me, by the way. Now, old Aaron seems to think that, well, sometimes the enemy of someone else's enemy, who is also our enemy, isn't our enemy, but 'twas our friend.
Can I make an insight check on what the fuck that number?
You sitting, keeping a little bit of a ways back, and being as stealthy as you can. The party is carrying on the conversation, kind of making their way south progressively. You begin to hear noises that match the doctor's voice perfectly, not that far away.
Oh.
It's real Aaron. It's real Aaron.
Wait, what?
No.
Real fucking Aaron. The
That-
other
there-
Aaron.
Oh.
The real Aaron.
There's another voice
That's
that
Aaron.
there's another voice that's maybe in
Not
a
the
side.
doctor's voice. So
Search
like,
the bits.
No,
Search
that's
the bits.
Yeah.
that's as you're passing through, and you kind of jumping from building to building, keeping to the shadows. You jump across a somewhat lit little side street, and as you do that, you hear Aaron's voice coming down that towards the main road, towards the party.
Guys, everyone, side street, opposite side street. I'm gonna kind of like direct everyone.
How far away are you?
I'm like
Like
half a
radio
street
or
back.
something?
That's probably a good 60, 70 feet back.
Wait, what? No, I'm not. Like maybe like 10 meters.
Wait, how long has it been, Jordy?
That's 30 feet.
30 feet.
Yeah.
I'm just
Okay.
saying, when you're going half.
How long
like,
has
we
it
won't be able to
been
hear
since we left the Wachter estate?
Since you left the Walker estate, 20 minutes, 15. Yeah, not too long.
Okay.
Okay, I'll
Okay.
Yeah.
Your passive picks that up.
Yeah.
And you kind of turn around and you see just desperately motioning.
Yeah.
I'll just
Great.
give you
And I just like snag the entire party and just like pull them all into a side.
I'm gonna
street.
stay out, not on the.
What's going on? What's up? What's up?
Allura has mentioned motion to us to get out of sight.
I'm gonna.
Do you know why? What's happening?
Shut up. Let's go.
So you all
I'm just
jump
trying to
down a
slowly
side
walk.
street.
I'm,
Okay,
yeah,
yeah,
they're
so
they're.
we'll-
I'm
So
gonna.
they've jumped down a side street at this point. They've rushed on
Yeah.
ahead
How
of you.
far away does it sound?
Really close, like he's about to turn the corner.
Okay, cool.
I cast fog cloud.
No!
He did it. Cast fog cloud.
Oh no.
Who
So
fucking
Why?
did it
you
again?
don't roll for anything.
We're,
You
we're,
guys
we're,
are around the corner.
yeah, we're just in a
Hi.
side street.
Yeah, you're in a side street. You cast fog cloud, so the fog is down. Very localized area. You just see the little of the fog beginning to emanate from out of the side street, and just very slightly beginning to make its way onto the main drag. And you just know, oh god,
Who's
let's
scared?
cast fog cloud.
Okay, I'm gonna tuck into because you can't. Once I'm in the fog
I
cloud,
got
they
nervous.
can't see me, right?
It's their vision
This better
obscured.
be
They
a
have disadvantage to look through it.
Okay, I'm gonna tuck into there and then.
Okay, make an acrobatics check for me to try and get there stealthily quickly before they turn the corner.
Hey Jordy, real quick.
Yeah.
So I can disguise self at will. I'm gonna quickly shift it to Blinsky.
To Belinsky.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so you grow in stature substantially. He's a good 6 inches taller than you.
Yep.
And then eventually form the man that you know to be Belinsky. Do you have the monkey or not?
No, I don't.
Okay, no monkey.
Sorry, just to double check. What are the dimensions of fog cloud? Is it like 30?
I think it's 20 by 20.
There's a 20-foot cube.
Yeah, it's a 20-foot cube. So it's 20 by
Okay.
20 by 20.
Can I? Oh,
So
I'll wait
it's-
until Allura does.
Yeah, so like there are just little wisps of it, and then you just kind of hear, and then eventually Allura's form breaks it. I'll just get you to make a perception check at disadvantage because you're running into the fog cloud, so there's a chance that you just run into someone.
Did I make it though with a
You made it, yeah.
perception?
Disadvantage.
Oh. 4.
4. Okay. So you kind of you make it to the fog
Feel
cloud,
some of my-
and then oh, this is perfect, and you jump inside and immediately just wham into the back of Les's body as he's like casting the fog cloud and everything is emanating from him. You're just running into the middle and like trying to see somebody and desperately looking through, and he's like on the ground summoning the fog, and you just trip over him and just boom, onto the ground.
Oh God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Okay, can I just quickly just move the fog cloud so that we can still
You
see
can't
each
move
other?
the fog cloud.
Thaumaturgy?
Thaumaturgy won't affect the
Wait,
fog
how
cloud of that size.
How do we make
I think you
the
can move a
fog-
5-foot square of air.
How do we make the fog cloud move last time?
We use
Guys
thaumaturgy.
Yeah. Did
Yeah.
we?
Well,
Yeah.
all of you combined used stuff, I think. I don't think it was
I
just
can use
Oh.
I can use gust of wind to move it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I think it was. Is I think it was like a combination of things
Big.
that kind of made it
This is
move.
more noticeable with the fog than it was without it. Did you hear people?
What's going on?
I heard Aaron and Schmidt.
Oh, this seems like an issue.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm Blinsky now.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Hey, Belinsky.
Hey,
It wasn't a problem with us out, but it was a problem with us. You guys looking like them.
Well, not the problem anymore.
Like
Wahoo!
I just this fog. Can you drop the fog cloud or something?
I was trying to block our vision from people that were gonna
That's
find
why
us.
we aren't good.
We're gonna be like,
Way too noticeable.
yeah.
He got the nerve.
Leave
can
it
walk away from
there,
the
and
fog
then
cloud.
we should go.
We should go, guys.
So making your way through the fog cloud down the side street
Continuing away from
from the main
the
drag.
main drag.
Got it. Okay. So you eventually find yourselves on the other side of the fog cloud, effectively fully obscuring your vision from seeing anything that's on the other side. You find the backside of a couple of houses. There's a few bushes, a couple of very, very small, sparse trees that are there. And you do know you spent enough time in the village to be able to make your way back to the inn from here, but you would need to be able to find one of the main streets to really make your way to the barracks if that was where you decided to head.
So, what do we want to do? It's a me, Blinsky.
And you're Mario.
It's canon now. That's what
It's
Jordy's
canon,
just
it's
like,
canon
what
that
the
the
hell is
doctor
my-
does that.
Exactly.
Blinsky has his own accent.
hello.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Very
Jordy's
much.
just like, I'm great at accents. What are you doing?
Yeah.
No, every time you talk like Blinsky, you have to talk like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, huh?
Hey, oh, yeah.
So
Hey.
My accent decidedly a change.
I make a noise. Hey, I love a mushroom.
okay.
My brother is a Luigi.
So, where are we going? This is all so stressful.
All right. I think we should probably go back to the barracks. I'll finish escorting you all over there.
Yeah, I think that perhaps Owen's still Aaron. I think that perhaps the fog cloud might alert the guards to us being all this
So-
sneak around.
Perhaps I should just go get changed.
What if I have a complaint about these miscreants?
Great. We'll take all of you to the barracks to
Yes, I
record the
agree.
complaint.
Just say that I was drinking unruly for my championship title.
Yes,
Why
and
not?
They'll have a very hard time believing that. But
What do you mean? I'm the champion. It's a real title.
Is this actually a good idea, considering that we're already going to do a trial to say that we've done something?
We're just gonna get there and then go as ourselves. We just need to get across town without attracting any attention.
it's a foolproof.
I don't feel confident in this.
I mean, you can go back to the inn if you like. Mamma mia.
We've got to go find out what Isaac is
What?
up to. That's the
Oh,
only way.
but
He's the only missing piece of the puzzle. He's the only one we haven't met.
I
Isaac,
agree.
if Isaac's a real jerk, this might help me at least make up my mind on what we want to do. That's my
The
thought.
last person that we haven't talked to that's in the middle of all this.
He seemed like kind of a tool.
If we go back to the inn, we're just delaying the inevitable. We got to find out what he knows.
My thought is if we leave the town, we're never going to be able to come back, so we
I
might as
agree.
well have every knowledge, know
And-
everything.
Focus. And if the prophecies that were given to us to defeat Strahd, we're going to rely on this girl. If she's really the one from them, and it sounds like she is, if what the doctors found is correct, then we need to be able to access Fiona Wachter's house. We need to be able to find this girl. At some
The
point.
enemy of the enemy is my friend.
Can you stop saying that?
Mamma mia. But it's a complex more problem, Hope.
It is more of a complex problem.
But it's a show there's no such thing as a black and white morality, especially in Barovia.
That's true, that's actually something that
Now
myself
can
as a
we at
character...
least get our story straight before we head to the bar?
I'm a Blinsky.
Okay,
But what else is the story? Because I don't think we should be saying that the group has misbehaved in any way,
No.
because that's not
It's
gonna...
not- the story that I was thinking was when we get there, we want to go talk to Isaac because we've just been told this evening that somebody's mentioned to us about our trial tomorrow. And we wanted to ask him about the time that it actually was. We're going to play dumb and just,
See how he reacts.
yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Oh, we just wanted to ask about our tribunal.
Are they going to be mad that we're walking around at night though?
There's no
Yeah.
actual curfew.
Don't you
But-
worry. Well, hold on, never mind. That was the wrong Blinsky voice. Sorry, I'm back.
I also am a little bit, because what will they think of with us going to the barracks as well, because we've not been invited there.
It's a free city. We
Not-
go where we
we
please.
might be able to get it, they might think the worst they can say is no.
Yeah.
I think we can't
Okay.
try and predict it too much. We just have to go, not dither about,
Find a
get there.
flight time.
Well, I'm going to figure out my reasons for going, and I will think about those.
Okay.
Mamma mia.
This
See
stuff
you
isn't
later.
it, Blinsky?
I almost want to,
This is a
like,
very
the voice
special-
that you heard, was it of Aaron or Schmidt before?
Yeah, it was Aaron.
I wonder, because did we become friends with them?
I don't think
They
so.
come with us?
No, not really.
Okay.
They are not
They
impressed
didn't
by
help
I
us.
us when
don't
my
think-
arm
I
got
don't
bit
think
off.
we should go into the barracks disguised as anyone.
No,
Yes.
we're
No,
going
of course not.
completely
We're just
ourselves.
doing that.
We're just trying to get
on
across
the way
town without being
Yeah, we're just
seen.
trying to work like,
But we can even just
45
you drop the
minutes
disguises and
to
just get over there.
Yeah, I think that we are fine.
Solid
I
15.
don't think that we need. I don't think it's as important.
I think
I
this
think
is
if we-
causing more.
It is. I think if we come across as shady in any way, which this is, and that will be another bad strike on us.
Okay, drops. Off we go to talk to Isaac, the very friendly right-hand man of the ruler of the town.
I'm gonna drop as well. He seems really cool. Let's go.
Sweet.
I'm ready to bust his
And
head.
I hope that it's clear to you that
agree.
I don't think any of us is set on doing any one course of action. The next course of action is to talk to Isaac, and then we go from there. I'm not necessarily arguing for anything to do with with Grandma
There you
just
go.
yet.
I just have a quick thing I want to point out. If we think this is gonna come to blows in any way, I'm not wearing my armor. I don't think
Oh,
anyone's
Yeah,
wearing
that's
armor.
actually
None of you are
a very-
wearing your armor at this point.
Well, this-
That's
Where is
true.
it?
It's at the
still in
back
the
of
end.
the
Okay,
inn.
let's
No,
go.
it's in the bag of holding.
Correct, it is.
Which
Oh.
You
you do
did.
have
You
on
made
the
sure that you
surface.
put everything in the bag of holding.
Hey
so-
guys,
let's-
who wants armor?
So you are kind of in an open area right
Oh,
now.
I thought we were in a side street.
You've
We
gone
get
through
the-
this. So the side street was where you created the fog cloud. You
Further
progressed
down.
through the fog cloud beyond the end of the side street behind a couple of the houses. You're now a couple of shrubs. There's like a little bit of a hiding place. It does take 15-20 minutes to don armor, so you're going to be there for a while, but you would be able to do it before you make your way through the town if you would choose to.
Go there
Are the shrubs
unarmed. It
spruce
seems
shrubs?
threatening.
The shrubs are not spruce shrubs.
Fuck, no spruce.
But you know what? I'm going to roll a D100.
I got an
I'm going to have some fun for this one.
What kind of shrubs are they?
What kind of sparse trees are they? Because they are evergreens.
Great, we found the one that
Yeah,
fucking ate
those
my
are
armor.
evergreen spruce shrubs. You do find a couple that you're able to pull. Sparse spruce trees, and yeah, you would be able to find a couple of different. A couple of branches that you'd be able to pull off. We'll say that you've got.
Nice.
What is it?
Need
It's just a
sprigs.
sprig.
I need one sprig.
So that's the thing. So it doesn't
whole
consume
sprig.
that every time you use it. So you just need a sprig. So you just get to take one off. You're able to now cast the spell.
Big sprig.
Alright, party, let's gear up.
But
Alrighty.
if we go without gear, they might know we're we don't want to scrap with them.
I'm not going anywhere into this fucking barrack without my armor.
Yeah, that's true.
Alright, fine.
I'm agree.
We're running out of options here, guys.
And we
just
have to
need
get
fucking
going.
do
The,
stuff.
the later we leave it.
Well,
At this
are
point,
we
it's,
happy doing
it's
it at this?
you're not entirely sure, but it is definitively night. There is no light in the sky except for the small light from the moon. There are the torches that are on top of the very large wooden stakes, probably about 15-20 feet up, that are illuminating some of the main pathways. You can see and kind of hear anytime a guard moves, it tends to be in somewhere that's covered by light. As you're donning everything, do you want to cast Pass Without Trace? It lasts for an hour, so you could cast it before you start donning or after, up to you.
Does it, before anyone starts getting dressed, does it make any more sense to go to the inn to get changed or no? Because this is a very...
How long is it going to take us to get to the barracks from where we are?
Given how long you've been walking, you're a good halfway there. About 20 minutes.
Okay, so I can cast it. I can make sure that we're not seen while we're putting our armors on, and then while we're getting to the barracks, I can keep us from being detected as well. So I will pull out my little spruce spring.
Okay.
It's a nice spruce.
First
Okay.
time.
So first time, Pass Without Trace. So I'll get everybody, go ahead and roll a stealth check for me. Leaf and Hope, of course, at disadvantage because of your... Oh, no, actually, no, not yet. Because you are donning your armor.
Fuck yeah.
So you are not at disadvantage yet. So just everybody roll and go ahead and read your spell.
Also, you have a plus 10 bonus to dexterity.
So it's a plus 10 to your stealth roll.
Oh,
So whatever you roll,
Oh.
add 10
okay.
on top of your stealth.
26.
Okay.
So we'll go around.
29.
29, 26,
20.
20,
18.
18,
14.
14.
Wow.
29.
Wait,
29.
aw, fucking ninjas.
That was the
Aw,
first
fucking
disadvantage.
ninjas.
Yeah.
So, donning your armor,
Wait, no, it wasn't actually 29. It was 36.
Oh, well. Okay.
36.
Where the fuck did
Did you roll a 20?
I rolled a 19.
19 plus 7
Yeah, 19 plus 7 plus 10.
plus
Yeah.
10. Damn, nicely done. So yeah, Elith casting the spell, you notice that she essentially just becomes cloaked in shadow, and all of you are kind of trying to find it. You see light is almost like bending around her form. The rest of you are still somewhat visible, but definitely less so. Hope you do stand out a little in every circumstance, so it does take a little bit, but you do eventually get your armor on. All of you are now prepared to make your way south. Now, the course is up to you, of course, if you wanted to be stealthy making your way down there, or if you just wanted to walk right down Main
No,
Street.
I feel
think
stealth
we
out
need
of the
to stay.
fucking window. Oh, I guess.
Yeah, we'll
This
stealth.
does last for an hour, as
Yeah.
long as you're within 30 feet of a
Yeah, we'll
stealth.
stealth. I think we'll all stealth.
Stealth?
Yeah.
Stay behind them?
I think
Okay.
that's wise.
Alright, so we'll go and get everybody to re-roll stealth now that you're in your armor, so now you two are at disadvantage.
Fuck.
Plus 10.
Plus 10. So,
Oh no.
I can't math.
You can do
Name
it.
the numbers.
17 plus 9 plus 10.
36?
36. Nice.
Can I go like 30 feet ahead and
You
kind of
can't go
scope?
30 feet ahead of me. Well, you can go just below.
You can
30
go
feet ahead of
just
me.
below. 30 feet is the
20
outside of the
Okay.
space. Yeah. So,
Okay.
so 20,
15.
15,
17.
17,
16.
16,
29.
29. Alrighty.
Damn loud.
So, overall, still on the stealthy side.
Nice.
We'll go ahead and just roll.
Yep, plus 10.
You do hear a couple of guard movements. Again, the guards here are not the most armor clad, and also are a little bit on the relaxed side. Everything that you've seen, granted, you haven't really been out at night before, and there are a couple of patrols that are a little bit more on edge. You can kind of tell that they're not quite at ease with being out at night. Maybe one of their first night patrols, or just on the younger side, and have grown up hearing all these horror stories of what happens in the area at night. They're a little on the louder side, and you manage to avoid them fairly easily. You do have one fairly close encounter with two clearly experienced guards that are taking this a little more seriously, but you do manage to just duck around in behind them, and eventually make your way all the way south to the edge of the Burgomaster's mansion. Now, as you know from before, the mansion is fully guarded. All the entrances are covered by guards. You would need to speak to somebody there to be able to get in, unless you wanted to find a way to sneak in somewhere.
No, I think playing domino, we actually just ask for Isaac and just say, we just heard.
You want to just go to the good gods and just be like, where's Isaac?
We say,
what do we stealth
we know
with?
it's quite late, but we'd love to have an audience with Isaac. Got some urgent business.
Just be like,
I think that works.
Oh,
Can
Let's
we,
do with that.
let's try it.
I would also like to see if Kai's around.
Alright.
But I think Kai could be useful to have another guard, someone
That's
in the
true.
guard with us whilst we're talking.
Are they part of the king's guard?
They're part of the
They're
guard.
They're like
They're
the
part of the
king's
guard.
They're part of the
Do
guard.
you think they would be?
They're an elite member of the guard. They're still standard guard, but
They might be there, they might not.
Would they be positive about us getting them involved with this?
I don't crazy
I don't think
trust
we
Kai
should.
right now.
That's interesting for you to say, Doctor.
Well, I like to appreciate the many moral complexities of this land and don't view it in a simple black and white spectrum. Now, as ethics teaches us,
Oh
there's
my
a...
god. Well, I think it would be useful that whoever,
takes
which
4 points of psychic damage.
Yeah, a little blood starts running out.
Yeah, just like a little bit of blood just leaks out the ear.
How did you get
I
all the
think
way
it
up
would be
there?
useful to have some guards with us whilst we're talking to Isaac.
One thing I will
They'll
say
probably
though,
escort us.
we're all strangers in this land. We've all banded together and agreed to work together in order to achieve a common goal. Kai is from this land. They are have an allegiance to the leader of this mansion, and they have no reason to stick their neck out for us.
See, that's my thinking.
I do appreciate that you had a connection with them, but at the same time, I worry that getting them involved in this is just gonna
Complicate.
It might draw them into our shit, which
they
more
might
or
not.
less is a little
Yeah, they
iffy
might.
right now.
They may
I don't
not
want to
appreciate
do
that, and not only that, but if we bring them in while we're talking to Isaac, it kind of undercuts if we play dumb and stupid.
I will
That's
accept your
that's very
apology
true.
written. No big deal.
Alright, let's go.
Doctor, do you want to? You got away with words. Did you want to? I'm happy to also be the person to say something, but they don't really trust Drow.
I think Allura should do it. I'm an elf, or half of one.
I think that this is your plan.
My plan wasn't to talk to the guards, but I will talk to
I
them.
do think that this is a lot of spearheading on your part.
Very
so
well.
I'm uncomfortable. I've already said what I would like to do, which is leave the town.
That's still on the table. We're just exploring
Yeah.
all of our
Yeah.
options.
This is our last.
This will let us
I-
decide.
Yeah, I
Very
think
well.
that
I will approach the guards.
I'll just sort
I
of
will go with you.
stand menacingly behind, or not menacingly,
No,
but
no,
like
no.
I will be a presence.
Very innocent. There
Can
we go.
we could maybe if we want to appear should we
Gormless, perhaps.
is there an expression? Is
Gormless.
there some just to change our faces.
Everyone look a little stunned.
Yeah, it's late. We're worried.
Embody Aaron and Schmidt.
That you were asking if is there like a phrase to say?
I also thought
Is
that
there
was
an
it.
expression?
No.
Oh, what expression? I was like thinking
Facially.
So
Yeah, no, I understand.
All right,
that.
let's
Oh,
talk to
yes.
these
Okay.
fucking
After
fucks.
you.
Alright.
And so the guards do notice you approaching. You're not exactly hiding your presence at this point.
No.
And just kind of, halt. What brings you here this late at night?
Excuse me, Sir Guard. We had some business we'd like to discuss with Isaac. Is he available? It's rather urgent.
Isaac has gone to bed several hours ago. Why have you come this late? What purpose do you have on the streets at this time?
We only just heard that we have a tribunal and we weren't aware of the time and we just heard some gossip that it was tomorrow, so we wanted to come and check with Isaac and see if he could verify that. We were told he was the man to talk to.
He is definitively the person that you should be talking to about this, but now is far from an appropriate time.
We only just heard about it at the inn. Somebody was talking about it. Sorry that it's so late.
Do you have any
Make a
idea?
deception check.
Sorry, it's so late.
Louise is all being very illegal right now.
Well, this is
It's
straight
so
up.
nice, just overly nice, like you're trying to get on like a new date's month's.
Fuck.
Oh boy.
I have negative one.
Who at the inn said this to you?
We just heard talk.
What was the name?
I didn't
What did he
ask.
look like?
I just overheard it in the inn.
Sir Guard, if we might, could you confirm the time of our tribunal tomorrow?
I don't have access to those kind of things, but I could find out in the morning and be able to send someone out and speak to you.
Would it be possible to arrange a meeting with Isaac tomorrow morning, just so we can talk to him and try and appeal our case to him?
You're welcome to come back, not at first light, a few hours after first light. I can't imagine whatever tribunal this is would be happening first thing in the morning.
If we send for him, would he perhaps come to meet us at the inn?
No, he will definitively not be doing that. You are welcome to come here and wait for him to be available if you'd like.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Did you know if our tribunal is tomorrow then?
I have no information that I can provide to anyone at this time.
Can I insight check?
Go for it.
17.
17? Okay.
Very tired.
Um,
I mean, I got
he's saying it pretty definitively, but you notice that there's a little bit of a shift in his eyes, like looking over to his ally.
Well,
Okay.
well.
And
I was just gonna say, what is your name?
My name is Asya.
My name is Hope. It's a pleasure to meet you.
At this late hour, it is not much of a pleasure for me to meet any of you. You should best be returning to wherever it is you're sleeping this evening.
Honestly, more like asshole. That's in character.
Can I check out their necks to see if they have any scars or?
Any scars on their necks? Sure, go for it.
Big one, but it's a hickey.
What kind of a scar are you looking for? Just in general?
The
Oh, okay, sure.
What am I doing? Perception?
This is roll. Wait, what am I rolling?
17.
17. It's a bit tough to tell in the darkness. You not having dark vision as well is not really helping that. You don't notice anything. There's definitely some scarring, but nothing that's quite as definitive of the scarification that you saw before.
Okay.
Cool.
So,
Shall we go?
Thank you for your time.
So it's not okay to be walking at night.
We were told there's no curfew.
there is no curfew. That is the reason you haven't been taken in and arrested. However,
Point taken. Heel turn.
it is still not advised to be out at night. There are many things that plague this land, and too much of the darkness may spur something to come after you,
Oh.
even inside these walls.
Can somebody help us back to the inn then, please?
I think we'll be okay.
With how you're outfitted, I'm sure you'll be fine making it the 10 minutes up the road.
I think we shall.
The scourge getting kind of sick of a bit.
This is the best plan. This is the best plan.
I was. Well, okay then. I just thought that you might like that, and it would be really nice for you to do that.
I appreciate the sheer idealism.
The eye roll is audible in this darkness. Just the silence that hits from not only from him, but from the rest of your party of just, oh god.
Can I like kind of try and be like to the group?
Great. We have you less.
Alright, well, I think we've overwelcomed our stay here. Thank you very much for all of your troubles. And if you need some drinks at the end, Milwaukee Drinking Champion would be happy to pay some of your tabs. Alright!
You're the one who beat Gwendolyn.
That's right, that's me, old chum.
Make a persuasion check. He's just kind of like eyes you up and down, and then it's just like, wait, what?
come from?
It's a new. It's true. Don't say
It's a new dawn. It's no new thing for
Oh
you.
no,
Alright,
I'm
you guys
so many
are-
buns.
And he just kind of looks at you and just kind of bullshit. Get back wherever you're sleeping for the night. Come back tomorrow morning if you want to be speaking to Isaac.
Alright, that's good enough for this. Get going.
And he definitively just kind of stamps and is waiting for you all to leave at this point, spear in hand. I'm so close. Yeah. It wasn't. You didn't need much. Everybody knew that it was some weird man who beat Gwendolyn, but Natural One's not gonna do it.
Right.
It is. This is the guy.
I know.
What was the point?
No, but like the.
Right.
I know.
All right,
Yeah,
we're-
the guy's also tired. It's late at night. You're a random
Came
group
up
of
to
He hates us.
armed people in Valaki who just approach the Burgomaster's mansion demanding an audience with Isaac at 11 o'clock at night.
Let us
Like,
in. No.
that's
Come
a-
walk us home. No!
Please,
That's
it will be
literally
fine.
what happened. Let us in. No, he's sleeping. When can we come back? Tomorrow. Walk us home. No.
I was playing dumb. Like I was playing
That's very
dumb.
fair. Very fair.
I was really in character. Thank you very
It was
much.
so funny. It was the best.
Hope realistic.
I wanted them to kind of underestimate me.
That's very
In Europe.
You're the white tiefling in full in chainmail with a giant longsword and shield on your back.
I love it.
I am naive.
Oh, actually, yeah, and you have the Palor shield on your back too.
Do we have that out?
Yeah,
You're
armed
attuned to it. It's part of your armor.
Alright,
So-
we're going back to the inn.
I'm a, yeah, but
Back
I'm a
we go.
naive
Back we
tiefling.
go.
It's true.
Well, that plan didn't really go
So,
very well.
on making your way back, are you stealthing again, or are you just making your way up this main street?
No,
Okay.
Let's
there's
just
no
get
So-
the fuck out.
So you do catch a couple of odd glances from some of the guards looking at your party, fully armored, fully weaponed, middle of the night, walking through Valaki, and some of them are just kind of like eyeing you, and you can see that they're not approaching in any way, but they're definitively kind of, as more people recognize that you're walking this late at night dressed the way you are, they're kind of escorting you from a distance to wherever it is you're going, trying to find out that you're actually going somewhere.
These aren't our
Especially
friends.
coming away from the Burgomaster's mansion, dressed as you are. So, eventually making your way back to the Blue Water Inn, stepping inside, you kind of look out the windows and you can see that they all breathe a little bit of a sigh of relief, and then separate and go back into their different
And
patrols.
disintegrate.
And then now you are back inside the Blue Water Inn. Danica, long gone to bed at this point. No one else in the bar. So you kind of have the place to yourself with your rooms upstairs.
Alora, did you notice anything weird about that guard? That old Asia?
Did I? I didn't.
Yeah.
Not really.
Well,
No.
He looked like a fairly bog standard guard. Same,
Yeah.
same kit, same everything. You didn't notice any scarification on him.
Yeah.
What
actually,
about his
so
tribunal? What about our tribunal? Did he perhaps...
Are you trying to ask me if I insight checked him?
No, I'm asking if you noticed anything while we were talking to him
No,
about our
Great
I was,
RP, Jesse.
I was kind of seeing if he was acting a little weird, but I didn't get anything off of him. He seemed pretty, straight and narrow, not acting weird or strange.
Well, tomorrow it's...
I didn't see any scars or anything else either.
Well, we
He
could-
did kind of shifty eye at his,
At his buddy
he
there?
didn't ask his buddy anything.
Okay, so
One of them always lies, one always tells the truth. Now, here's what we're gonna do. Murder one of them.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna ask. So there's literally no one else in the inn at the moment, or like
Currently, no sounds. All the kegs have been
Really?
tapped.
Is there any?
because I feel like they've been open pretty late.
Pretty late. This is 2 to 3 hours beyond when most people go to sleep. This is well beyond what,
We
by the time.
drank late before.
Well, that was like
Yeah.
That was part of the festival.
Yeah.
It was until
Oh.
midnight,
Okay,
which is
we're-
when everybody
We're
immediately
in like
went
a
home.
retiree
Okay.
community.
Yeah, at this point you're
I
back
needed to
and
we're in
ask
Margarita.
Danica a question.
Yeah, Danica's not. You can be able to ask it in the morning, but she's currently not downstairs.
Oh man, no, I wanted to do it today.
Okay.
At this point, I want to go to the tribunal. This is just getting ridiculous.
I am so ready to murder everyone in the city to get us out of trouble.
I want to get the fuck out of here. I've had enough of this stupid town and all of its gawky people staring at us all goddamn day.
But what about that young woman?
We can always come back.
I don't know.
No,
if
we
can.
can't. We
We
definitively cannot.
If we
We
escape,
can,
if
we
we
want-
escape, we will never
how
be
many-
able to come back. I don't think.
How many of us can disguise ourselves?
For an hour that doesn't hold up to physical scrutiny.
Physical,
Yeah, there's also potential of making friends outside of the city that can like come into the city for us. You know, like there's lots we can do if we leave right now to save our butts. We might have to jump through some hoops in order to get back in the city, but we're not never going to be able to get back in here.
Do you think Lady Wachter, Grandma, is going to be particularly receptive to us if we don't respond to her?
We can also, leave a message to say,
We have the runestone.
We're gonna
At
make.
we
least
have the runestone, we can message her, we can say, we didn't feel that we could be successful in the task that we were laid by her before the tribunal. We did try to go and speak with Isaac, we were not able to. And pulling this off in the middle of the morning before our tribunal, still not knowing what was going to happen in our tribunal, that's bumbling through an assassination.
We were told our best case scenario at the tribunal is permanent exile from the city. That was best case.
That's true.
Worst case, we're all strung up and killed.
I don't say that we stay for this tribunal.
But then we've got Velaki hunting us.
I don't think they're gonna hunt us. No, they barely send two hunters out to get food.
I don't think those hunters are employed by the city. But
Yeah, so I don't think that
That's
they're gonna
neither
send
here nor there.
guards out to get us. It was like pulling teeth to get two guards to escort us to the parade
I
grounds.
think that's because they
those
don't like
guards-
us.
yeah, they do
guards
not
didn't-
like us.
Yeah, those guards didn't want to leave the city.
Yeah,
Let's-
with us.
Let's not forget why we are all here. We all came here together 2 weeks ago now? How long
To
was it?
Barovia or to
No.
Velaki?
Velaki was like
5 days ago.
5 days.
Yeah.
We've
This
been
is-
here for 5 days, and don't forget about our main goal, which is to kill Count Von Dickbag and get the fuck out of here. Whatever choices and decisions leads to that, that's what I want to do. I am not staying in this godforsaken place anymore, and if you tell me to be quiet, I'm gonna just get the fuck out
You
of
know
here.
what? I'm gonna have to agree with Les on this. Every single day we're here is a day. I've got shit to do. I'm sure everyone here
I want to get back to my
has
home.
things to do.
Yes, and that's also what Allura is getting at. I don't know if we can do any more in this city. I
think
don't
there's
think.
plenty more.
We got
But
one.
I
we,
think-
we have the one clue about the woman up in Fiona Wachter's mansion. That's the one thing about a prophecy that can aid us in our quest.
We know that. We know
Yes,
the
but
Goliath
we've
tree.
also managed to find the
We
shield,
also
which
know-
we did not expect.
That's true. We also know about the Amber Temple.
Plus, there is the
We have
Vistani
also-
who are
we've got the
sneaking
Vistani.
in and out of the city,
Yeah.
and they might be able to
That's-
help us do
that
that
was
at a
it.
later time.
I'm gonna put
we
this
also
out there.
have Lucien, Rictavio.
Rictavia's
We
way
have-
cooler than a girl.
Yeah, I think that the most almost trustworthy person that we've had in the city is the father, and then potentially Rictavio. Or Danica. I know, we all know something
And also
going
Fiona
on with
Wachter has
Danica.
demon cut in a fucking
I
head.
don't trust her. I don't think that we should, get into bed with her. I think that eventually we will have to potentially murder her to get her daughter.
And
or
who's to say she won't murder her child before we get to her?
Has she murdered her
hasn't
child
yet.
yet?
No, she hasn't, but there must be a reason for that.
Yeah.
Well, aren't we
I
told?
don't think we're the reason, though. I think
But
perhaps
yeah.
instead of, I feel like this is getting quite heated, and I think we should perhaps take a vote.
That makes sense.
I'm with the doctor. I think that there's more for us to do in this city. As much as I'd like to get out into the wilderness, I think that there's something here that, if we run away, it's going to be a.
It's going to be a hell of a time.
We have
getting back.
one day left. Tomorrow we go to the tribunal
We've
and
got less
get
than a day.
the consequences.
If we
Unless
have to
we-
disappear one dude, that can happen in the span of 10 minutes, let alone.
But then we're
an hour.
hating
I
demon
don't-
worshippers.
Yes, exactly.
And maybe, if we're staying for this tribunal, we're being murdered.
Exactly. So
And
we
if we
leave.
leave, we're not getting back into the only city in Barovia.
And can I just point out? I mean, I didn't really like Fiona Wachter any more than the rest of you, but also doesn't necessarily mean that she's evil. The doctor has Rick, and he's not an evil person.
That's true. Actually, we are judging her basically on her look.
Yeah, it's not super great for me, but I'm letting it slide.
I think I can actually attest more strongly to that.
Well, there you go.
But you were devil, not demon.
No, well, yeah, I'm just mean I'm being judged by my looks.
I
But
was gonna
Right,
say,
okay.
Well,
Judged
see,
by my
that's what I
appearance.
mean.
we take a look
But-
at
How about this? We make one last push. We just go to the barracks. We get in there. We find Isaac. We make him tell us what happened. If he doesn't give us an answer we like, he's gone.
You know what? I agree.
I do not
That
agree with
sounds
that.
fucking wild.
I'm in. Let's go.
I'm down to my brass taxes here. I'm fucking Les Paul to try and race at the plane of water. Now we're get the fuck out of Velaki!
Shall we take a vote?
Okay, well,
Had enough!
okay,
The food here is not raw!
Don't forget that
Les.
Lady Fiona Wachter did tell us that we didn't have to kill him. We just had to neutralize him.
We just need to disappear him
Did you
for a
actually
little
say
while.
that?
Yes.
Yeah, we don't have to kill this guy.
We
We
could.
can disgrace him. We can disappear him in some way. We don't have to actually murder the man.
But it is an option.
It is an option.
and it's not an option we should be taking lightly.
Oh,
or
no one's saying we
at all.
take it lightly.
It'll be a last resort, but I think I'm going to.
The
follow.
only compromise I could possibly make other than leaving is if we go to speak with him, and regardless of what kind of answer he gives us, we then make the decision on whether to leave, because I don't think we can sneak out tonight.
We most certainly
No.
cannot.
So we have to do that in the morning if we,
have
do
to do
choose.
this
We
first
can
thing.
talk to the
Well,
hunters
I
at
think we can
first
sneak out.
light.
We wake up before
Yes.
first light
I don't mean
and talk to
to.
them.
I don't mean to be an asshole about this, but the guards were real specific. We were not to return at first light.
No,
the
we're not
hunters.
going to
Oh,
Isaac.
those
we're talking
guys.
to
The
hunters,
hunters,
and
the
getting
hunters.
out of the city.
Right.
Well, we can
First
talk to
light.
them about figuring it
We
Set
out.
up a
checked his
getaway
proverbial
route
watch and
before-
realized you need a full 8 hours of sleep to get for a long rest. So when are we thinking of leaving tomorrow? Hypothetically, I want a long rest.
Well, I think we're all gonna sleep, right? We're all sleeping.
Well, if it's like midnight, right?
You're downstairs. It's pretty close to midnight at this point,
So
so
we wake up at 8. It's plenty.
Which
No,
isn't
it has to be
first
earlier.
Yeah.
But I can get up early and talk to the hunters. I only need 4 hours.
I'm already rested. I have all my I'm feeling virile and good to go.
you can choose to forgo sleep. If you do, you would gain a point of exhaustion.
Short rest,
Yeah.
not long rest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but you
but
still
short rest
get
is like
If
a
you don't long rest
Oh.
in a full
Yeah.
24-hour period, you
Right.
gain a point of exhaustion. You can attempt most of a long rest and make a roll to determine if you would get a point of exhaustion. That's something I homebrew.
Right.
Like if you want to sleep for 4 hours and make a roll, or sleep for 6 hours and make a roll, I've got DCs set to
Well,
determine if you get a point of exhaustion.
I only need 4 hours. I can easily get up early, talk to the hunters, and then get the rest of you up, and we can go over to speak to Isaac.
I think we should
I
do
trust
that.
Elif with this.
Yes.
How do you feel, Allura?
I think that's I think that's our best option.
I have a new trick, so if we decide we need to get out of the city, like we may still be able to do that in the daytime if we get information or a plan with the hunters, plus my ability to get us a little bit more stealthy than we would be normally. But I also think, yes, we should try and go talk to Isaac and see in the
We
morning
have a
what things look
cart
like.
that we brought in, right? Like our cart is parked outside.
To be fair, that's not ours.
Oh, true,
That's-
true, true.
yeah,
Okay, I didn't know if that
Irina.
got given.
That's Hope and Irina's.
It's
Open
Mark,
Irene.
or,
You know what I mean.
yeah, it's Mark and Irina's.
Yes.
Dang, okay.
We'd like it to be.
Whoops. Freudian slip.
Ow.
So no one
How'd
bet
that go? Did that go well?
We're all tired right
Oh,
now.
okay.
This is not the time.
Our family is breaking apart. Yes,
Mommy and Daddy are fighting.
let's rest, and tomorrow we ride.
Okay, I gotta go to the
At dawn,
bathroom.
we plan.
At dawn we plan.
I'm with you, Les.
My oldest friend.
So, what's happening?
if potentially if we can't get out with the hunters, or with Elise, what is our plan with Isaac?
Well, I wasn't thinking that we'd sneak out first thing. I was thinking we'd talk to the hunters first thing,
Okay.
find out
Set
if we
it
can
up.
set it up. Maybe even hire them for the entire day. I have some extra gold to just be waiting for us should we need to leave. But then I think we should still go try and talk to Ismark as soon as we can get in.
Isaac.
Isaac.
It's late. We're all
Fucking eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ismark.
We're gonna go talk to. She's gonna go set up the hunters. We're gonna go talk to Isaac. He's either gonna tell us what we want or not. If he says what we like, we let him go and we get the fuck out of here. If he doesn't say what we like, we incapacitate him. We get rid of him. We go back to Fiona. We say we did your thing, and we have like safe passage. to
Don't
go
forget,
where we want.
there's a safe house within. What's the town's name again? Sorry. Valaki. There's a safe house within Valaki that she's offered to us.
A number of them, in fact.
A number of them. So it's not as if we only have the two options of leave or tribunal. We can also hide within the city.
Right.
Not that I want that option, but
It
or
is
we
an
can
option we have.
incapacitate Isaac and bring him to a safe house and keep him.
Yeah.
And make him miss the tribunal.
That's what I was thinking was a possibility
Yeah.
too.
Yep.
That's something we could do. If he misses the tribunal, that totally
That-
takes him out of the running.
It does fulfill our word to Grandma.
Anyway, just some thoughts. I mean, it's very tough because we can't exactly predict what's going to happen. And
That's life.
You know, though, we kind of can. We know the best and worst outcomes.
agreed. And
We think we do.
for what it's worth, I know that all of us are very tired and we're all very stressed and scared. And we all have different ideas of what should happen. But whatever we decide, we are a team and we have to work together. And that may mean that some of us may have to do something we don't like, or that some of us have to accept an outcome that we don't like. I'm not pointing to any one particular one. But let's keep our eye on the goal, as Les said, which is defeating Strahd. And also saving each other and getting us out of here safely.
Put him in there.
Promise I'll wash my hands.
Yeah. All right.
That was a moment.
I need to go to the bathroom.
All right. This should be the
Long rest.
Okay,
long rest
so
time.
Elif,
Alrighty. So, on a long rest, we're going to just take a quick break on the stream here for a couple of minutes, let everybody grab some stuff, and we will be back to join you guys in just a minute. So, returning from their long rest, Leaf waking up early to catch the hunters downstairs. You do manage to find them there having breakfast. Danica now behind the bar. Gives you a courteous nod coming down in the morning and, would you like any food this morning?
Not yet, just tea or coffee, something to wake me up.
Tea will be fine, I assume. And she disappears behind the bag and ends up coming out a few minutes later. Yevgeny and Zoldar are there. They're tucking in their meals, kind of typical for them.
Where are they in the bar, and is there anyone close to them? If I go
They're at their table.
Yeah.
Every time you've seen them, it's always
table.
them by themselves. The far back corner table, it's underneath one of the direwolf heads that they have mounted and put on the wall inside
So it's
there.
not that easy to hear.
Like, the only way to hear them is that you sit close to them, and then especially first thing in the morning, they're the only people in the bar. It's pretty clear that you're going over there to talk to them.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
That's fine. I'll get my mug of tea and approach.
okay. It is good to see you this morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. Good to see you as well.
A bit early for you in comparison. Where are your compatriots?
Oh, they're still abed.
I would believe this. What
Yes.
can we do for you?
I have questions for you regarding something we talked about earlier about how to get out of the city unseen.
Unseen. This is difficult to do.
I realize that. I do have some ability to aid, but we would need to find a path or a strategy.
There are 3 paths out of the city. The north gate, the west gate, and the east gate. Anything on the road, those are the only ones that you can choose from. Any other way out of the city, you find some kind of a break in the guards in the wall, and you climb. And you hope you are not seen.
I see. Do you happen to know anything about the schedules of the guards, whether there are any breaks?
Schedules of the guards.
You know,
Clearly you are not from these lands.
you're men of broad interests, and I thought that perhaps while they might not be highly regimented, but
They're idiots. It's okay, you can say this.
yes.
The guards are so unfocused, they have only a rudimentary knowledge of weaponry. Enough to point a spear at something and stick the pointy end in. Any kind of rambling about, you've seen them walking through the streets haphazardly, on the sides of the walls. The only place that there is any real sense of order is any of the gates. If you are looking to get over these walls, you go somewhere that is not the gates.
I see. And
My
have a distraction,
recommendation.
perhaps.
Distraction is something that is easily doable. My recommendation for this, if you want it, it is one of the most dangerous ones on the other side, but the southern wall leads directly into these village woods. You would be able to climb this, jump down into the woods, and disappear from sight fairly quickly, if that is what you chose to do. Not that I recommend it, of course, but it is a possibility.
We've only just learned that our tribunal is today, so we're exploring alternatives to being set up by the city.
I do not understand if you wish to not take part in the tribunal, you can simply choose self-exile. You just cannot return.
We actually didn't know that, but also
Fuck, who is the who is playing the lawyer?
we
Who
have
died
okay
at the
now.
start.
We have reason to believe that there's more going on because we have not been told any of these things. We've not been told when our tribunal is. We've not been told what the consequences are. We've never been approached to arrange any of this, and we feel that perhaps there's something amiss with the lack of information that's been conveyed to our party. What would happen if we just simply didn't show to our tribunal because we didn't know?
You would be hunted and arrested inside the walls. If you had made your way outside, the guards typically do not go much further than the Vistani camp to the west.
But if we had just been drinking at the bar because we didn't know where it was, they would have come to get us.
You would be arrested and punished. There would be no defense. You would simply accept the judgment that is handed down upon you.
Exactly.
You should speak to Isaac.
We intend to do that.
If indeed you have not received any word, he would be the person that could explain why this is the case.
Do you think, in your opinion, could I trust what he says if I asked him about it?
No. But that is not my decision to make. Personally, I don't care for politics. I don't care for men who align themselves with politicians. We have a job to do. We go out, we do our job, we live a comfortable life. We are content. We do not upset the peace. We do not keep the peace.
It's well that you didn't get involved in keeping the peace.
We have no interest in this. All we would end up doing is becoming training men for these imbecile children wanting to live out power fantasies.
Can I inside check what he said about Isaac?
Yeah, go for it.
Fuck!
Well,
Man, all the
Dice
inside checks were
jail.
so good last
I
time.
know.
Dice jail, and I mean it's still an 8, but
Yeah, tough to read.
Yeah,
They've been they're closed off at the best of times.
yeah,
Um,
they've been like somewhat forthcoming with me though.
the thing is really that looking back, it's tough to read this time, but you can also kind of gather that for the most part, they just kind of say what they say.
Yeah, they
Right?
seem very straightforward.
Yeah, they're just, they speak their mind. It's one of the weird things that like most people, especially you being a drow, are used to people kind of lying to you and sugarcoating things and like trying to not get on your bad side or treating you with a lot of disdain. These ones just don't do that.
Yeah.
So take that for what
Okay.
it is.
Can I ask you something?
Of course. We do have to get going soon. I hope it's something quick.
Absolutely. What do you know about Lady Wachter?
Why do you ask?
Because of the people in power in this town, she's the one not connected with the Burgomaster or Isaac.
She used to be part of the people in power. Her father. And then he was removed. She was disgraced, holed herself up in this house. No one sees her. They only see her manservant, Yosef. Comes around, fruits, vegetables, assorted things. Other than that, for all we know, she is dead in that house and he is just buying food for himself.
So you've not seen her?
She does not leave. At least, if she does, no one recognizes her.
Interesting. If I were to hire you for the day to help us with whatever might happen after we talk to Isaac, what would your price be?
To help you with what exactly?
Should we need to leave?
Then you simply walk out the gate. Exile yourselves. If you are trying to get over this wall, this is not something that we will help you with.
I see.
All the best to you, but you cannot ask someone to give up their own livelihoods just because you need a way out of somewhere.
Absolutely not, but I'm gathering information.
This is a smart thing to do, but for the time being, we must leave you with what we have given you. Yevgeny! And he just kind of smacks him awake, and
Yeah.
you notice that the other guy, like as he is tend to do,
he's
kind of
always like,
nods off,
Yeah.
and so he just ends up getting smacked awake, and then the two of them grab their furs, grab their weapons, and just kind of.
Thank you. Good hunting.
I'm not sure if we will see you this evening, so if we do not, I wish you and your friends all the best. And please, if you manage to find your way back in town, come with us on a hunt sometime.
I will. Thank you.
Little side
Right.
quest pops.
You must be level 9
Yeah.
to complete this quest.
I'm gonna go punch
So-
some trees.
So, they lead you with
Kill
that.
some wolves.
You, with your tea, make your way back upstairs. Allura still sound asleep, but making your way into the room. Resting a little bit, kind of just keeping your eyes closed and enjoying the last little bits of the morning. Sun does fully rise at this point, better part of mid-morning or so. Party eventually does awake, donning all of your armors, I'm assuming.
That's fucking right.
Okay. Making your way downstairs. Do you get breakfast or do you head straight out?
I just want to go.
Breakfast is the most important
Grab
meal
a
of the
slice
day.
of bread or something that we can eat on the way, maybe.
Yeah.
There's toasted bread that you're able to get and a
Like
few
cheese.
dry crackers and things like that that you can bring with you. So you've got some munches that you can have on the way down.
Tray of dicks.
You do notice, Elith especially, that as you're walking through the village, on the previous days when you've walked through, even on the days that you've worn your armor, the guards have paid you a little bit of attention. Today they seem to be paying you a little bit more attention. Just as you're walking.
Do we think that it's because of last night or because of the tribunal?
Could be
Anything.
6 to 1, half dozen to the other, you're not sure.
All right. So I'll share with the party everything that I was told.
Wait, we can just leave?
I mean, this is the thing. Like, we've not been told anything about this fucking tribunal. They clearly didn't want us to just leave. They wanted us to stay and not know about it, and then accept our punishment, which could be death.
That's why we're gonna go
Trained
talk
off
to
us.
fucking Isaac Von
Now-
asshole.
I don't disagree that probably Isaac is super shady, but we've not actually talked to the man before. There is still a possibility that he sent the message to us and that someone else intercepted.
Well, we'll
That's
find out
true.
from the man himself.
Exactly.
Every guard has eyes on us, though. It seems like every guard knows.
There's something. Absolutely.
Is there a way we can get there without being seen?
We told the guard last night we were coming back to talk to
Yeah,
Isaac.
they know
We
we're
have no
coming.
need to deceive anything.
Yes.
At this point, let's be loud and
Yeah.
proud.
Yeah, we
Agreed.
need to.
Can we
keep
walk?
deception to like as much as we can.
I was never good at that anyway.
Can we
so
walk in like a
no
straight
problem.
line, slow mo, with like some badass music behind
It's
us?
gonna take us so long to get there.
That's basically like been our entire MO since
Like,
we
cool
arrived
guys
in
don't
Milwaukee.
look at explosions.
I'm just thinking of Deadpool, like,
Oh my god.
what is it? Is it X gonna give
Yeah,
it to you?
X gonna give it to you. Oh my god, Andy plays that song every time we
Is
get
there
like,
badass
jam.
music?
Oh my god, Anya? No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, well, Laura will like this song.
I think I'm home alone.
No, this will be your badass music.
Yeah. Set the mood.
So, making your way through the village, south from the Lady Wachter Inn towards the Burgomaster's mansion. The guards paying quite close attention to your movement. Some of them getting pulled away from their regular routes. You do make your way to the south side in front of the Burgomaster's mansion. A new set of guards are there. And pikes at the ready. See you all approach in full gear, full armors, full weaponry, and kind of grip their hands on their weapons a little bit tighter.
Hello.
Why are you leading?
What is it that you are doing here today?
We would like to talk to Isaac, please.
Isaac is in the barracks behind the Burgomaster's mansion.
Great. We'll be going over there.
Hold here. And he just kind of looks over at his ally and then just kind of like gestures for 4 other guards to come up to the front and hold the gate while he goes in behind by himself.
Whatever, dude.
Yeah, right?
We get
Oh,
it.
there needs to be some extra.
What a big dog is.
And they just kind of are eyeing all of you with the way that you're dressed in the full-on ready to go mentality, and no words are spoken on their side.
We're not trying to be like super scary though.
I know,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
no one wears full armor. No one wears
But we've
weapons.
been wearing full armor this entire
Yeah, we've
time.
also been catching the looks.
You have been a little bit, but
It's a big
there's
deal.
something about
I'm
today
definitely
that
kind of
something is a little different.
Okay, so it's not
Yes.
us, it's them.
Yeah.
They're nervous about
We
us.
spoke with Asia yesterday.
This is good for you.
Man, all these guards are real friendly.
A few minutes end up passing. Kind of standing there waiting to be let in. The same guard does eventually come back and just kind of motions for the other ones to step aside as they hear the sound of him coming. And then gestures for the group to follow him. And then the remaining 5 guards flank, creating a battalion around you essentially, and walking you around the far side of the Burgomaster's mansion to an area that none of you have actually seen before. It's definitely less of a traditional barracks. Those of you who have seen proper military being trained, it's a very large octagonal fighting pit. You've got wooden barricades on all sides
This
of
is
it.
inside the gates.
You're inside the mansion grounds now,
Right.
behind the mansion itself.
Okay.
Something that is very much hidden from view from the public.
Yeah.
So you've got that very large octagonal. It's all just set with wood and then stakes. Beyond that, you've got a set of archery ranges for targets that are set up, and assorted guards that are drawing longbows and short bows, failing on the most part, but a couple of them are hitting some decent shots. And then you see on the far side, Isaac is just deep in conversation with somebody else, and as he sees your group approach, he breaks off the conversation and gestures for the other men to leave.
What kind of expression is on his face when he sees us approach?
Fairly blank expression. Just not as if nothing is out of the ordinary.
Like carefully blank?
You haven't seen much of him,
yeah,
so it's more so just there's a lack of emotion. There's no anger, there's no surprise. It's just that he's there.
Oh, that's right.
So what is all of you here exactly? What can I do for you?
Les, I believe you were taking charge on this one.
Yep. So we're talking to Isaac. We're just in an open area. Or we?
Open area. At this point, a lot of the guards, the ones who were fighting and training, have all stopped. And you can see around you that there's probably about 15 guards that are all outfitted to various degrees. Some of them shirts off, having just done a little bit of sparring, but quite a few with bows set down beside them and quivers at their sides.
We have some questions to ask you about this so-called tribunal that we have to go to today that
Maybe
we
we
were
don't
never
put-
ever asked about.
We don't want to be so aggressive, maybe.
What do you mean you were never asked about?
We were never told when it was. We were never told the repercussions of so-called tribunal. We had no idea what was going on with this so-called events that conspired against us.
We were not told to prepare anything. We were not told.
A message was dispatched for you
When?
2 days ago, before the festival.
Who sent it?
I did.
Never came.
We've not received any messages.
We
There was a
only-
letter that was supposed to be delivered to you. You were staying at the Blue Water Inn, yes?
We are.
Yes. We asked Danica. We've heard from another gentleman that our tribunal's today, and we asked Danica if a message had been sent for us, and she said no. We've not received a thing, and we're very concerned that we're not prepared for what's in front of us.
Make a persuasion check.
Can I assist with that?
I'll say less. You can assist with that as a separate roll.
7.
Can't see anything.
Just while this is happening, can I have did I have insight checked when he said that he did send that?
Yeah.
15.
Yeah, as well. 15? Okay. I'm just gonna let them insight check back.
Woo!
Yeah.
So let's hope.
24.
24. Seems to be being pretty honest. And he just kind of looks at you and just. This is not possible. It was sent.
Who sent it? Who did you give this letter to?
I gave it to one of my men. He was supposed to deliver the message to you.
Which man was this?
Um,
Is he here?
hold on. Let me see if I can find him. And you can see him kind of like looking around the grounds at this point, and a lot of the guards are starting to take an interest in what's going on. A few of them have come around, and he's just kind of. What is Shafin? And you can see that he's looking around trying to find this. Somebody find Shafin, get him here. And all the guards are kind of looking around and trying to find out, and like a few of them recognize the name. They're like, he might be on patrol, I think. Whatever he is, get him here right now. And so he just sends for Shafin, and you're standing there waiting, but it may be a little while.
Thank you for taking action. We're very concerned, as you might imagine. This is approaching.
It has been some time since the tribunal actually took place. This is not something that I would have expected to happen. Shafin is one of my messengers. He is not someone to be waylaid or not the leader of things.
I asked her, have you seen him since you gave him the message?
Actually, no.
We have received messages at the inn. We have had things delivered and received letters. This letter did not come, or a message or relay.
It's a letter.
We did not. It was not received.
I do apologize for this. If you would like, it is a little late in time now, unfortunately, but I can at least relay what the contents of the message were.
We would appreciate that.
Your tribunal is this evening, just before sundown. There will be a small panel of accusations from Henrik, the man whose house allegedly you burned down. He has requested to be put under protection for fear for his life, so you will not see him until this tribunal begins. It will be presided over by the burgomaster and him alone. But there have been a few people who are willing to come to your defense, and a few people who are coming out against you. So we will simply see what everything adds up to, and then make a decision based on these factors, based on whether we feel that you are an asset to our village, in which case you will be allowed to stay, and Henrik will have to deal with what has happened so far. If you have any defense, I would recommend that you provide it at that time. Outside of this, if the judgment does not fall in your favor, the burgomaster will decree a punishment befitting whatever crimes he believes that you have committed.
May we ask what spectrum of punishments might be expected?
Given the severity of the crimes, the severity of the punishment would be fitting. At the minimum, I would imagine some kind of assistance to the village being sent and dispatched with some guards outside our walls, some kind of securing and some kind of additional safety, or something that may have happened that those of you who are a little stronger than some of our men may be able to assist with. Beyond that, exile from our village. Beyond that, if no defense can really be mounted of any kind, physical pain. I doubt any of you would likely die from this, but there have been some who have passed in the past.
Can I just insight when he's saying like he's? Can I just see whether or not he's like not obfuscating anything?
Or whether or not he's like favorable to us. He doesn't really seem like he's actually trying
You
to
can
be a
insight
jerk.
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be two separate
Sure.
checks.
For me, it's 21.
21?
Yeah.
Seems to be being pretty honest.
Appreciate it.
20.
20. What was the question again, sorry?
What his attitude toward this is. Like, he actually doesn't seem like he's being that
He's-
hostile to us.
He's like all of what you've seen of him so far. There is some genuine surprise when you said that the message was not received, and when he's now recalling that he hasn't actually seen Shafin in a few days. Outside of that, whatever his attitude is, it's almost complete indifference.
Okay.
Just, you're here, you're doing things. In the grand scheme of things, you probably don't matter.
Can I take a look around to see how the guards are reacting to everything?
Sure, make perception check.
Fucking fucking rolls.
I love
Dude,
it.
I told him.
I love it. I
It's
love
the
it.
super rounded edges of like.
I like it. It makes it way more dramatic. 8.
8. The guards, all of them, have stopped whatever they were doing. They are paying attention to this conversation. They're giving you a wide berth. Nobody's coming within 30 feet, 40 feet of where the party is at the moment, talking with Isaac. You are definitively with him by yourselves.
Sorry, it was 11.
11? Yeah, it's still the same thing. Outside of that, nothing is really catching your eye. It's more so that all eyes on you guys.
Hey.
Good thing I wore my nice.
With the black long hair.
Is it unusual for you to not see your guards for this length of time?
No, it is not unusual. It's something that happens quite often, actually. It's one of the things with the guards in the city. Once they are trained and once they begin their patrols, unless they really need anything.
Then why do you seem so surprised that he was gone for so long?
I am surprised in that he did not deliver the message and that he is not here and available. It will be more surprising if no one's able to find where he is and that no one seemed to realize if he was on patrol or not. Most of the time, I am not somebody who actually pays attention to the guards in the city, but they do tend to keep track of each other.
I wonder what that would mean for our case. If someone's intercepted Shafin and preventing him from getting to us.
For the time being, if you would like, you are welcome to train here. I assume it has been some time since any of you have used your weapons, but it would be an interesting setup if perhaps some of you would like to spar with each other. Or, I would imagine most of you would probably destroy most of my men, so anyone who would actually be worth your salt would be on patrol or on the wall at the moment.
Wouldn't mind a little target practice.
Yes, feel free. And he gestures over, and a couple of the archers at that point kind of like shit and like clear a path for you to be able to make your way over to the range if you'd like.
I'm thinking if we demonstrate our value, it could go well for us in the tribunal.
I agree with that.
Are you guys gonna continue talking to Isaac for a minute?
I might go around if there's any, like, I don't know if there's any gear. I mean, I'm a little handy with that kind of stuff. I can try and fix it up.
There are some splintered bows, a few swords that have got some cracks in the metal.
Yeah, if there's any
things
like
that.
superficial stuff that I know I'm able to fix, I wouldn't mind doing that.
Yeah, just mending it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you'd be able to find that. There's definitely some pieces where some leather straps have been torn off. You know, maybe somebody probably a little bit too big for a set of armor has put it on and like really tried to button it down and just snapped a couple of the stitches. You'd definitely be able to help out with that over the next little while. And progressively, as word got out of what you were doing, people would be coming up and eventually asking for some of their things to be fixed. Elif, I'll just go ahead and make you just roll 3 attack rolls for me.
I'd also would try with my crossbow.
Sure,
on that.
3 attack rolls.
It's been so long. Oh my
Turn
god.
the crossbow
Yeah, I know, right?
sideways for extra.
Is there anything that is not archery for me to practice on?
There's the sparring ring, which is just hand-to-hand combat, and then there's slowed down sparring with wooden weapons, wooden swords and things like
We're
that.
also going in dice jail.
So first roll for
9.
Okay. So first a shot. It takes a little bit. You're used to hitting things a little bit closer and not like an actual target. You're used to things moving. So catching things and getting down to that point. Your first one does just sail a little bit wide of the target.
Isaac's not a warrior, is he?
It's make sure your proficiency, because did your proficiency go up as
My
well?
proficiency went up, but I don't think that affects my attack rolls.
It does.
It does.
You add your
Yeah.
proficiency to your
Okay,
attack
so
rolls.
that was 10.
Okay, if it was 10, you caught the outside of the target, like just outside of where the rings actually are. So you're at least on the target. No one's laughing at you behind your back.
Okay. Second attack roll is
Do you need to raise it?
24.
24. So first one, kind of aiming, getting your sights in, and then just firing, and you realize it just ricochets a little high and off to the right, and you kind of adjust your aim accordingly. And buried dead center in the center of the ring. And at this, there are a few people kind of laughing and chuckling and looking over and like, you know, knocking over like,
Yeah.
oh, look at this
Not
one,
the
look at this
fucking
one.
drow.
And then the impact of the second one of how hard that hit and the arrow burying itself almost to the fletches. They're just kind of, oh shit. Third roll.
Not 20.
Yay!
Oh, yay.
So that's gonna be
It's
29.
about
So on the
pocket
third
time.
roll, you kind of seeing the reactions of everyone around, kind of laughing at you originally. The second shot, you're like, "Fuck these assholes," and you bury it dead center on that target. The third one now, with this slight hesitation from everybody at the, "Oh shit, this is legit. She's legit." You just kind of look back and be like, "Yeah, fuckers, I am," and you pull back and you Robin Hood the arrow.
Yes!
And you
Nice.
That's really
split
hoping
it
that would
into
happen.
two separate
Remember,
pieces.
so if you wanted someone
And it's
dead,
just
this would've been
buried right
done.
through to the point that not only with the previous one buried into the target up to the fletches, now with that hole existing, this passes straight through the target and actually into the ground on the other side. It's been stripped. A lot of the wood is actually broken and splintered, but the arrowhead and about 8 inches of the wood are sticking out of the ground on the other side of the target.
See, what does
And
it
everyone
look
just
like?
goes silent.
I'll go with
Isaac
this.
just kind of looks over, and you can actually see a bit of a nod of appreciation for that.
Is Isaac a fighter?
Is he a fighter?
Well,
He's got the build for it, but he's not dressed in armor or anything. He's just in dark black clothes, kind of fitted pieces. And you can see there are a couple of small pieces of leather, but nothing really that would attribute regular armor.
I don't think we've learned about his background other than he is assistant to the burgomaster for a long time.
Anything about him?
Yeah.
What was your rolls?
It was an 18, a 17, and a 7.
Okay, so the first one buries just a little off center from the center of the ring, but definitely a substantial shot. You can see a few people are kind of nodding in, you're one of the better shots in comparison. Second one, very close to that on the opposite side of the ring. You're essentially trying to find that middle point. On the third one, you think you find the middle point, and the crossbow actually misfires slightly, and it unfortunately the arrow just plinks out and lands halfway to the target. And a couple people just kind of look at it. Nobody actually laughs at this one. They kind of just recognize it's a pretty good shot, but maybe just a bit of an issue with the weapon.
Yeah, maybe there was a bit of wind.
Sure.
Yeah.
You're in an open area, right? Is there?
Oh
any-
yeah, it's wide open.
Yeah. Is there? It's like
It's like an open
relatively
courtyard, I think.
open courtyard.
Yep.
The barracks is just like shacks, basically.
Yeah, all it is essentially is sheds with no doors. Think like barn stables with no barn doors.
Okay.
And so anything inside, there's assorted pieces of weaponry. There's all kinds of ammunition, all definitely on the shoddy side. Some loose pieces of armor, extra metal plates where they won't really do anything, but they at least make up armor. What there is on the further south side is the actual southern wall of Vallaki.
Yeah.
It's a good 300, 400 feet away from where you are at the moment, beyond the burgomaster's mansion grounds.
Okay.
So you've got a fairly wide open trek to get to where the wall actually is.
Okay. I would like then to pull out my stained handkerchief, cough into it quite a bit,
Okay.
and approach Isaac and say, "Is there a place I can sit down or lay down for a bit? I'm feeling a little under the weather."
Go ahead and make a deception check.
I am stressed.
20.
20. Okay. He just kind of looks over at you and sees the stained handkerchiefs and sees that and just kind of. Yes, there's a series of tents for any kind of recovery that is required. You're welcome to go into one of those. I would recommend one of the cots that does not look slit then.
Can I have been, whilst they've been doing this, sitting on the ground and casting a spell as well?
If you'd like. You're out in the open, so people will see that you're casting a spell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What are you casting?
Find Steed.
Find Steve. Okay. Alrighty.
I would like to
can
head
I-
over to a tent.
Alrighty. So you're heading over to the tent. There doesn't appear to be anybody inside at the moment. The flaps are all open. It's fairly early in the morning, but everybody's woken up by this point and is definitively starting their training, so you do have access to the tent by yourself.
Anything in there?
Anything in there? Make a perception check. Actually, no. This will be investigation.
I'm gonna ask Isaac something.
God, I'm blank. Oh, just 18.
18? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. There we go. 18. So looking around, there's assorted pieces of clothing, definitely from different people of different sizes. You see some pieces of men's clothing, some women's clothing as well. It does appear that everybody is living in these tents, just cohabiting. Outside of that, not much. There's no weapons of any kind, no coinery. The occasional sketch looks like maybe a kid's drawing or something like that, but that would be about it.
Okay.
So as you're doing that, Find Steed takes you 10 minutes to cast. So at the end of that 10 minutes, all of you are kind of doing your different things, and then eventually you kind of hear a very loud coming from over where Hope is, and out of the ethereal side, suddenly a fairly large armored horse is just slowly materializing beside them. And you recognize that this is a very large, like 10 and a half hands, large horse. And it just appears.
Hope is knight in shining armor confirmed.
Yup.
And you see Hope sitting up and standing up and just kind of looking very proud with himself and kind of like looking around like, did everybody see that?
Yeah.
You all see that?
I'm gonna scoot over.
Yeah, I kind of like go to the horse and like you know that really like kind of beautiful image of like where you kind of put like your head against like an animal's head and we kind of have like that kind of connection.
Mhm.
And I'm like,
And you're just holding that for a moment.
yeah, I'm like, and
You
then I'm
see-
like,
And you see at this point Leaf is kind of wandering over.
Yeah. Wow! Hope, this is incredible. Where did you find this horse? I didn't see it when we came in.
I somehow learned to be able to summon, to find my steed.
That's pretty cool. Does the horse have a name?
The horse has not yet found its name.
Oh.
I would appreciate suggestions, though it should be known that they only understand infernal.
Okay.
so does their name have to be in Infernal?
That's a thing I am yet to discover.
So Isaac,
So this is the thing, is like a dog's name can be in Japanese. The dog doesn't have to understand
Yeah,
Japanese to
that's
know
true.
that that's its name. So
Isaac, when's the last time you put on some gear and did a little sparring?
I don't do this myself very often anymore. It is something that I will do on occasion when I need to show a young upstart his place.
So you're a little rusty, is what I'm saying.
That is not what I said.
What's that?
That is not what I said. But
No.
I do appreciate this point of view. It is something that I like to knock out of my young recruits.
Can I interject and be like, did Isaac at all notice the horse appearing? I just want to know
I
how
want you to appreciate
impressive
my skill.
my horse is.
Look at my horse. My horse is amazing.
Oh my god.
I love horses. They're my friends. I love horses.
There's been a lot that's going on. A horse materializing out of nothing? Yeah, you noticed it. Yeah, like it's the. Oh. Okay. And then Les, you came up at that point.
Okay,
So-
I'm trying to do the relaxed pinky.
So you've never
Make
then
it look like I was, but not.
So
So you've never battled a Triton before?
I can't say that I've done this. Have you ever battled a human before?
Many times.
Really? Tell me about one of these stories.
Well, there was a human who thought they could drink me under the table. It wasn't necessarily a physical battle, but it was more of a battle of mind, wits.
That is a battle of stomach, not of mind.
Well, why don't you come into the ring and find out for yourself?
Brought some alcohol next time.
Make a persuasion check.
Seems like he's fucking with Linux.
My Chuck.
11.
11. I appreciate the offer, but I have nothing to prove to you, nor to my men, nor to myself. So you're welcome to step into the ring. Perhaps one of our recruits could give you a run for your money.
He's calling you a chicken, yes.
That's true. I guess it is true what that young recruit said. And then I'll walk over to the young recruit. Not phasing him at all?
Hmm?
Not phasing him at all?
Are you gonna let him do that?
So
I'm not. I'm Mantra.
So
Which means
Call your horse Old Rosebud.
by this point, with the shooting range displays, summoning the horse, looking through a few things, engaging, trying to goad him into a fight, it's been a good amount of time, long enough that a couple of the guards that had been dispatched probably would have been able to cover most of the town. And you see that one by one they're slowly returning, and end up talking with him privately. And you can see that his expression is changing from one of essentially blank slate to anger with a hint of worry. I believe that I have to apologize for my messenger, for him never reaching you. Apparently he has not reached anyone in quite some time. He does not have a family here in town, so there's no one who has been able to check on his whereabouts, but there are a few people who have gone out drinking with him on occasion, and occasionally he comes back and, of course, has meals in the canteen here. Him not coming around and none of those people having seen him in the last 2 days leads me to wonder if something perhaps has waylaid him in his duties.
So you think someone might have gotten to him?
I do not know for sure, but it is unlike him for something like this to happen. He's not one to simply disappear and ignore an order that is given to him, especially by me.
Well, what does that mean for us about our tribunal, about everything that we're about to go up against today? Isn't that a bit of foul play involved there?
This will have to be taken into account. I will take this to the burgomaster. I will see if there is perhaps a way to delay your tribunal by a day and allow you to prepare yourselves, unless you feel you are
We'd like to
prepared
come
enough.
with you, if that's all right.
That is not all right.
We can't. We're going to be all by ourselves. The tribunal's going to be today, tomorrow.
We can use this time to prepare and to
Go check on Grandma.
add to our case.
You are staying at the Blue Water Inn, correct?
That's correct.
If you should make your way there, or at some point tonight, go there to sleep, I will personally deliver this message. I will ensure that you receive it.
That's very kind, thank you. Would you be able to think of any reason why somebody would want to prevent us from knowing about the tribunal that you would be able to share with us?
There has been nothing like this that has happened inside our walls in quite some time. Disappearances are not the most common thing. Typically, the only time that happens is when somebody goes beyond the walls into the woods and then does not return. Having that happen inside the walls is cause for concern.
That seems to me that maybe somebody inside the walls and not the devil may have a hand in it.
The devil does not exist within these walls.
Exactly.
But I am curious because I wanted to insight whether Isaac was concerned, was actually truly concerned, or if he was still kind of indifferent. And now I'm like, want to insight check to see if he strongly believes that the devil has no place in these walls. But I realize that's 2 insight.
Okay, so
very
the
separate
first
check.
one, you can insight check that to see if he's actually concerned.
Alright, so checks are in the toilet tonight.
Yeah.
That's a 13.
Seems generally concerned, a little tough to read, but everything you've seen so far, he's an expressionless man showing expression. So, it's
Okay.
there. The second one, there isn't really a way to insight check that. That's just a statement. It's not a belief, a feeling that he has or anything like that. It's just a statement of what he sees as fact. The devil does not exist within these walls.
Did he sound at all admirable of the devil or very hateful?
That you can insight check.
Balls. 11.
11. He referred to him as the devil.
That's true.
Unlike some people.
That shows something.
W would not.
Yeah.
So, I do apologize for what has happened. This is far from within the ordinary. Granted, it has been some time since a tribunal of this level has been called. Not many people go around burning down houses on their first day in the city, but
Allegedly.
allegedly. Apologies. But I hope that an extra day, if that is required, will be enough for you to get your affairs in order.
Yes,
Yes.
we appreciate that.
I will discuss this with the burgomaster, and depending on what his feeling is on the situation, I will come to the Blue Water Inn this afternoon. If you are there, I will relay the message in person. If not, I will leave a message with Danica or with her husband to have delivered to you.
But if we don't hear from you, we should be at here at sundown before
You
sundown.
should be here before sundown.
Will you come tell us regardless of what the answer is?
Of course, this is what I
Okay.
have promised.
Thank you.
So I just want to say I would have rejoined the party by now.
Yep, you would have.
Psychically, I'm going to talk to Rick
Mhm.
and ask him to just keep an eye on Isaac going into the burgomaster's mansion.
Sure. Okay. Good to know.
Okay.
We
Alright.
like that.
So, at this point, he is kind of wrapped up of everything to do with you. So,
Let's take our
you're
leave.
welcome to stay if you would like to display your skills, I suppose. I do
thank
not
you.
know, but
Lord, don't.
otherwise, I would recommend returning to the inn and waiting for some kind of a word from me.
Yes, we'll prepare our defense.
Thank you for explaining all of this.
I do apologize again. This is not something that I like to have happen inside this city, and apologizing is not something that I am prone to do.
We appreciate that.
Thank you.
All will be well. He disappears off into the distance to then head inside the burgomaster's mansion. So, Rick, I'll get you to roll a stealth check for me at advantage because he's invisible.
Invisible Rick.
Check.
Oh my god.
The
I'm
invisible
trusting here
Rick.
right now.
I have a horsey now.
You have a horsey.
Wait, so how long does this horse hang?
Yes, you do.
How long is
It's
whole-
there until it dies.
Yeah.
Fuck,
Whoa.
what?
Yeah, it straight up summons. It's Find Familiar for a steed that you pick as a horse. Unlike Find Familiar, you can't change it. You set a steed and you summon the
Unless
same
it
thing.
passes.
Unless it passes, in which case you can summon a different steed. So,
25.
25. Okay, good to know.
Wait, do we need to feed this thing?
No, it's not like a real horse. It's
It's a magic horse.
Okay,
It's
so
a party horse.
Rick follows at a
Party.
distance, unseen, unheard, silencing the farts,
Hold it in, Rick.
holding it in.
Really smelly.
Eventually makes his way to the front doors of the mansion, which are fairly large, so being able to slip in unnoticed, not the most difficult thing in the world.
Classic rape trip.
Yep. Inside, are you looking through his eyes, or are you just letting him do his thing and then he'll report back after?
I'm gonna look through his eyes.
Okay, I'll
Okay.
Just
Carry
carry me!
well, I could put you on the horse.
My hero.
So this is something where
Put him on a
your,
horse.
Yeah,
your,
I'm sick.
your eyes go white, you can't see, but you are still able to do something, so you can hold onto someone, and that holding will still stay in place. So Hope could be riding the horse, and you could be riding back seat.
I'm very
Yes.
Old rosebud.
Okay.
Nice.
So, looking through Rick's eyes, making your way inside the burgomaster's mansion. Move back from this.
It's full of devil worshippers. Let us do my time.
But yeah, we're just going at like a casual saunter, so like we're not storming
Keep
ahead
me
of the
close.
rest of the group.
Not quite a trot, just a little.
Yeah, we're just
Just a walk.
A
sauntering.
canter?
Yeah.
No, canters are fast.
Yeah.
Alright, never
That's
mind.
why I'm trying to say
Yes.
saunter. I'm like,
Not a horse.
Was it just a walk?
Maybe you guys keep me
A
within
trot.
100 feet of the place.
No, trots are fast.
So I can
Yeah.
keep in
You
there.
just want to walk.
No, trot is.
Mm.
And then gallop, canter, trot, gallop, canter.
No, the other way around. It's walk, trot, canter, gallop. I rode horses for like.
Gallop
years
is
as a
like
kid.
the fastest you can
Yeah.
I thought canter was the fastest.
No,
No,
canter is
canter.
like
Oh.
Does this matter to
No.
our campaign
Yeah.
currently.
Right.
Okay.
So,
okay.
We gotta
Burgomaster!
looking through Rick's eyes,
Yep.
he follows Isaac inside, is greeted by the doorman, allowed into a part of the mansion that you haven't seen before. Instead of up the right-hand staircase, heading up the left-hand staircase. Inside, getting to the top of the stairs, Isaac, very similar to the opposite side of the mansion, there are a series of doors here. Inside each one, as you go up to the top, all the doors are closed on either side, and then a very large, closed, ornate door at the very end. Isaac makes his way through. Rick hears a little bit of noises from either side. You can hear what appears to be a young male voice, just kind of chatting to himself a little bit, and then eventually onto the end, in front of the very large ornate door. 3 quick outside that, and then a few heavy footfalls. Burgomaster opens the door, and inside you see that this is a very large desk, ornate, intricate chair, gold filigree throughout the entire room, very, very fine paintings on either side, a series of maps roughly strewn across the table, documentation all over the desk, things like that.
What do the paintings look like? Anything special?
They're the one that is sitting behind the desk is of the Burgomaster, his wife, and their son.
Yep.
Based on all the other paintings that you've seen so far, it looks like it was done several years ago. The boy is definitely still a child. The ones on either side are of his wife and of his son. In these ones, the son looks a little bit older, probably closer to what his current age is, maybe done within the last year and a half, something like that. Okay. So, it's a natural 2, that was almost a natural 20. So, Burgomaster does not appear to take any notice of Rick at all. So he is now inside the room. You are having to be within 100 feet of him, so you're just outside the edge of the walls, kind of very slow
Well, yeah.
walk.
Yeah, it's very.
But you are still paying attention as best you can. The conversation begins, and Isaac begins discussing what has happened. That, oh god, what was the name that I gave you, the guard? I forgot to write it
It
down.
was
Shafine.
Shafine, thank you.
Yeah.
Shafine.
We write things down now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. Every name.
How much we get paid for things?
Yeah.
Questions were asked.
Mentioning Shafine's name, and the Burgomaster doesn't know any of the names of the guards, so, a rough description is given. Man in his late 30s, has been on the guard for a couple of years, kind of an overall nondescript person, but definitely someone who's been around long enough, has seen a few seasons within the guards. And the fact that he's apparently disappeared, that the message was not delivered. And there's a heavy amount of skepticism from the Burgomaster. But eventually Isaac does get the point across and does appear to convince him that the message was not delivered. And has said that he will be hand-delivering the new message, depending on how the Burgomaster wants to proceed. Okay, so the Burgomaster understands that the message was not delivered, but doesn't have patience for this. And the tribunal will be continuing on as planned this evening. It sucks, basically, that the message was not delivered. But this was already booked. He's sick of having to keep Henrik out of sight, not allow the person to do his job, and he wants to get everything done and over with so that the town can get back to planning the next festival. At this, Isaac relents immediately. He's not one to question Burgomaster, but does take his leave, with Rick following, I assume. And then eventually making his way back downstairs. This has been a good 20 to 30 minutes or so. You would have really only been able to catch up until that point where the meeting was set, or the tribunal was going on as planned this evening.
Cool.
And then at that point, you would have gone beyond the range of Rick. But after the meeting concluded, he would have followed Isaac outside and then popped back to you.
Cool.
And then relayed everything.
Yep. Relay everything with the party. It sounds like the burgomaster still wants the tribunal to go ahead, so he can get to the next festival planning.
Are we all on the
With
horse
that.
right now?
Those are fucking weird priorities.
Yeah, but it also sounds like, if
It
I'm
sounds like
understanding,
Isaac might not be our problem.
yeah, I don't
Agree.
think he's not our problem. It sounds like he actually, I mean, to the ability that he could, he went to bat for us.
So the burgomaster's our problem.
Well, it doesn't sound like the burgomaster's
I don't-
against us. It sounds like the burgomaster's for the festival.
Doesn't
Yeah.
give a crap about us. We're just a thing to.
But
be
so
done.
maybe that could be towards if we do this
Use
tribunal that we could actively try and help with the festival.
We can help.
I mean, we
As
did
part of
make-
our repentance.
Yeah.
We did make a good display at the last
That
one.
being said, if we even are
Should we
punished,
start walking away from
Yeah.
the
You're,
organization?
you're already gone.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
this is like you've made your way back to the Blue
Okay.
Water Inn by
Yeah.
this point, and the father,
Okay.
or sorry, God, every time the doctor has been waiting for Rick to pop back, and you've all been, you know, having lunch and partaking.
Actually, can I, when we got back, can I be like,
Danica, what can I do with my nice horse here?
Why not?
There are typos up in behind. This horse is glowing slightly. This
Yes.
is,
Yes.
do you require feed or water for the horse?
No, it does not.
It is not. Very well. Of course, you can tie this up in behind the inn. There are not stables per se, but there is at least a hitching post that you can use.
I may just it doesn't need to be tied up. It's pretty it's pretty obedient. It's very well trained. So I will just ask for it to just wait outside.
It's 5 minutes old.
If it runs away, it is not on me.
That's absolutely fine.
All right, whatever you wish.
Thank you. I just wanted to make sure in case there were more of the stable.
No, there is not.
Great. Thank you.
is there something else you want to ask Danica? Or was that it?
That was it. I've just been waiting to find out where I could park my
They've been
horse.
waiting to show off their horse.
Yeah, that was a good moment for it.
What's your horse's name? Is it?
I think maybe we should discuss this over another pajama
I
party.
like the name Old Rosebud or Hickory.
Hickory is a good horse name.
So,
That
I was
with
kind
Rick
of leading.
popping back at this
Yeah.
point, relaying everything, you already knowing the majority of things and telling the party as you found yourselves in a moment of quiet. He does pop back at this point, relays the last couple of pieces of information, and then is just sitting invisibly.
Cool. We don't need him to do anything just yet, so.
Okay, so he's just sitting in the corner, just kind
Right.
I just let it all out. Let it all out, man.
the
Good
other
on
thing
you,
to
buddy.
note is Rick can talk to my horse.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit, they're gonna be friends, maybe.
All right, what are we gonna do?
Are we going to this tonight?
I don't trust this entire situation.
It all feels like an afterthought, and quite frankly, I'm above all of this petty human bullshit at this point.
But unfortunately, we have to deal with this, what you call petty human bullshit.
Or we could just kill Isaac and I could get the fuck back
No,
home.
I don't think that is the solution
don't-
from what the
yeah.
doctors told us.
I don't necessarily disagree with that course of action, but I do think there are better ways to go about what we need to do to get what we need.
I think it's gonna complicate things if we kill them.
I agree.
yes.
If
I-
we need to, I have no issue with it. But it doesn't seem like we need to right now.
I don't think we need to.
I don't think that we should necessarily try to avoid the tribunal. Maybe we should prepare a defense for it and go to it.
We might actually be able to uncover a larger plot. I mean, I feel like someone's trying to fuck with us.
Yeah.
We
I think-
uncovered something in that with those vampires. Someone has connection to that, and they know that we're related to it.
You know, the only person we know that has a direct relation to those guys, Henrik.
Exactly.
We should ask around about him. I think that our best course of action right now, if we're going to do the tribunal, which I think we should, is I think we need to start asking people's opinion of Henrik it sounds like he was kind of holed up, was also kind of along with Grandma, hiding away.
I think we already did do a little bit about Henrik at one point, and we found out that he was rather curmudgeonly. I don't think I'm saying that right.
You said it right.
Yeah.
And also,
that might.
do we think that anyone would tell us the truth?
I don't think
We're
so.
outsiders. He's still a man in this town.
Depending what they can let me.
Why don't we wait until Isaac comes back? We can ask him where he's being held up.
Well, no, we can't do that.
He's being held up as protection from us.
We do have ways to find him.
That's true.
I don't know. If we're doing this tribunal, there's no way that we're going and searching for Henrik. That is the worst thing.
I think we have to go in honestly and just
100%
defend ourselves.
I think as well.
If
I
we
think
do
we
do
should
this.
not go in and say not guilty. I think we should admit
I agree.
that we did do that crime, but we did it for a reason, and we want to repent, and we will give a suggestion for our punishment.
I agree.
I don't know that we should be willing to repent for burning vampires in the town.
Well,
we have to repent for burning a
For the
person's
house
business.
Yeah. I think that we should state that this was needed. We were doing good for the town.
it was self-defense.
And it was self-defense. We were protecting the rest of the town. We stayed and burnt down the house so that the spawn did not get unleashed at night.
The other thing to consider is that we went to that house to retrieve the bones for the father, which we were able to do.
Yeah.
And so the
And he
father
can attest to that.
Yes.
But then they'll ask how. And then it'll come down to that poor kid getting strung up for stealing bones from the church.
He was manipulated into that, though.
He was paid 100 gold.
By Henrik. Henrik is the guilty one, not the child.
Yeah, it's not the child.
It seems like he still did a crime.
I agree, but perhaps we can massage that fact.
And that is why we need time to figure out how we will do this tribunal.
I think we
We
can
don't
figure
have
out more
time.
from Henrik at this thing.
I still think it's a bad idea. Not to not do the tribunal necessarily, but to be completely honest about it.
I mean,
What other options do we have?
Leave.
What's up?
leave.
So I'm just trying to work a bit in.
If we leave, we lose access to one of the prophecies.
We also lose access to the only city. I agree. I don't think we leave. I think we try and game this situation somehow. But I have to say, we all thought that Isaac was against us, and that's not the case. There's something else going on here.
We need to find out exactly what it is.
Not to mention, like, that messenger has been got. Something has happened there. And it wasn't from Isaac, and I doubt it was from the Burgomaster. If there's another force, whether it's Lady Wachter or somebody else,
Well,
who is
the
trying...
other thing, we didn't question Isaac about it, but the Irina doll, was Blinsky actually telling us the truth about that? That it was Isaac who commissioned it?
I don't see any reason Blinsky would have lied to us about that.
We don't really know Blinsky, truth be told. We don't know he could be in Fiona's pocket.
We know he's best friends with the Burgomaster.
We can ask him when he comes over to deliver his note. He said he'd come no matter what.
That's Isaac, no.
Yes,
Yeah.
we can ask
We
Isaac.
can ask Isaac about the doll.
Oh, yeah.
But how do we...
Maybe we just
We don't want to spook him.
ask straight up.
I have an idea. I need one of you to run interference for me outside of Blinsky's.
I can do that.
I want you to tell us what the idea is.
Spying on Blinsky. Is that offensive to your morals?
Doctor, I think you're becoming less of a good doctor.
The good doctor.
I don't know that was a precept in the first place.
Exactly.
I mean, I think I agree. If we need to use Rick to gather information, we're very short on time.
We do this. I want to do this quick.
Trust me or don't, it doesn't super matter, because we're all in this together.
Yes, we are, Doctor. We are in this together.
I think the more information, the better at this point. If you need a distraction, I'll help with.
Thank you, Leaf.
Sorry.
We'll figure this out later. With Leaf, that is. Not that way.
It just keeps going on and on. But I want up crap.
Do we think there's anybody else we could ask about Henrik? We only have one
Danica?
person. We could ask Danica.
Danica knows most people in the town. She
Mhm.
knows most. She must
Yep.
overhear stories.
Who was asking? I think that may have been when I was caring for Irina away from you guys. Who did we ask about?
I think that maybe when you asked around, it was before you went to go to him when I was waiting at the inn. I was not there for that.
Let me think about this for a moment.
Look back in my journal.
Isaac didn't say what time he was coming back, did he?
In the afternoon.
Before,
Afternoon, and right, and still morning.
At this point, it's closing in on noon.
We also told LFW that we would send her a message in the morning, which means we have to figure out what to do about that. If we choose not to,
She also has the stone. If she wanted to reach out to us, but for now, she would.
could.
The thing I'm worried about there is that if she isn't connected to what's going on, we might be pissing another person off, and that's two things that are...
I don't think she is. I think she's a separate entity to the town. I don't think that Strahd, who controls this land, would...
He doesn't control this land.
Well, the
Up to
general
the
area.
gates. It's his. He doesn't have
He doesn't have direct influence, but
Yeah.
he still controls the whole
Yeah.
of the
They
land.
still seem
yes.
pretty concerned about the guy here.
He controls the whole of the land, ergo he's probably not super friendly towards people who might worship differently than him. I don't necessarily think that Grandma was in bed with him. I think she might have different priorities.
Yes.
Different.
She may respect him as another powerful entity, but not hers.
Exactly.
Perhaps.
I think that she's got connections to that room in the prayer grounds.
I definitely think
Thank
that.
Well, we only got 3 hours to figure this
I
out.
don't think so, but call it a hunch more than anything.
There's two things we can do: go to tribunal or not go to tribunal. What are we doing?
Number one, Leaf, you and me, and perhaps one other person to talk to Blinsky while I have Rick root around in the back. We dig up some information, see if it was, in fact, Isaac who commissioned that doll. Because if it was, then Isaac has some connection to Strahd. Or someone that he works for does.
Right.
There's so much intrigue to get through. A couple hours we have to do this thing.
I mean, if you want to stab Isaac, the offer's still there.
I just might.
So maybe Les should go to Blinsky's with you.
You really want Les to do the talking to old man
No.
Blinsky?
I'm just trying to get him away from Isaac when he comes to deliver the message. If he's gonna.
Les,
be
how
selling.
about you and I go do some spa training?
I definitely heard spa training.
I did.
too.
I know.
Yeah.
It did not. I think spa,
Get some
sparring,
Yeah.
spar. Okay, I really have to
Good
spar.
stress.
Hard,
Sparring.
Les, why don't you keep an eye on me
Sparring.
while Leaf talks
Yeah,
to
because it was a
Blinsky?
spa training.
Yeah.
I am saying the
Alright.
You could say sparring.
Okay.
Because I know
Sparring.
you can tell a good
There you go.
story.
Well, I've done my best.
I would like to go to.
You can tell me outside if you'd like.
Well, no. I need
'Cause
to
you
go
can
pick
just
up
say
my
you-
armor.
Oh, yeah. It is.
So
It is the next day now.
yeah, I'm gonna go do that.
Okay.
Cool.
Oh.
Split up.
We need someone here.
I'll wait here because I was talking to him down at their place too. So if he comes, and I can try and ask him about the doll as well. I think again, I mean, maybe best to be straightforward and just be like, we've heard of a strange coincidence.
How about Les goes with Allura to pick up your armor and I stay with you?
Let's do that.
How do you feel about that, Les?
We can look at the
Fish.
rug on the wall.
I mean, I could
And
use
there's that
running
rod.
outside because I'm just all blank-eyed. But
Well, we also have to make sure that we're not totally alone in this city.
it's worked out okay for us in the past, but alright.
Do you have a problem with me, Doctor?
No, not at all.
inside check.
Go for it. Either deception or persuasion secretly.
'Kay.
You don't say anything about it, and then just whatever your roll
Infrastructure
is.
Going down.
And what would mine be?
Your insight.
Okay.
So just it's straight number. So number.
24.
So you have to beat 24.
19.
Okay. So Doctor is tough to read. There's no reason that he's giving you to not trust him. Everything so far has been about keeping the party alive and getting everybody out of here. That is the general understanding, is that you all want to go home. He wants to go home. It's whatever will get you all home.
I think I might go with the doctor to make sure he's not.
Whatever you'd
He's
like
going
to
to
do.
be blind if he's going to do this thing, which it looks like he's doing. So,
Whatever you'd like to do.
yeah.
I'm fine on my own. It's broad daylight. I'm sure you'll be fine.
I'm fine.
If you'd like, you can take my horse.
Old Hickory.
It's got beautiful armor, hey?
It's our last day in Valaki.
Okay, sweet.
Oh, nutmeg.
Because that way as well, you can travel more quickly. Thank you.
I'm just quickly checking something on Fine Steed.
Oh.
Someone else tries to ride through, you just go through it.
Fuck!
Come on. Yeah, it's like, can you get on?
Classic Old Hickory.
Yeah, because I'm like,
Yep, 1 mile.
yeah.
So she can communicate, or sorry, they can communicate telepathically with the steed within, as long as it's within 1 mile of you.
Cool.
So
Oh, so I could like.
you can't do anything, but they could just fuck with you and get the steed to just ride you and like full gallop wherever
We'll see,
you
like,
want
if
to
there
go.
was like an emergency. Right, you
What
can
a
get it to
bit
like
that would be.
act
You get
all
it to
weird.
turn around and take you somewhere.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So
That's good to know that you've got a connection with the horse. Thank you for lending me that. And I don't have to roleplay I'm just gonna go and.
Yeah.
okay, so we'll do
Are
this.
you
So
sure?
so you're just going to get the armor.
Yeah.
And just straight up get the armor, trade in your old leathers,
Yeah.
get the new ones. Okay.
Well, no, it was I gave him my.
You will be giving him
Beautiful.
your leathers, your beautiful ones.
No, I gave him my beautiful ones to add studs to, and I put on my old leather.
Oh.
My we had another one. We had an extra or something. I gave
Oh,
him
okay.
mine
Yeah,
to
there's
stud because I wanted the nice
Oh.
ones to be studded.
Got
Yeah.
it. I need to make a
Rhinestones.
check for
I
him in
see.
that case,
Coming
because
back
he's not
into,
just.
like, Neil
I
Bryan.
originally I thought it was that he was dyeing studded leather black for you. If he's studding your leather,
Oh,
that's a totally different thing.
Right.
Because that
no,
was
that's
what we had
that's what it
originally
was.
talked
No,
about.
that's totally what it was.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right.
that
Yeah,
you were,
you're
you
totally
were
fine.
giving him your leathers so that you didn't have to pay for the dye job on the studded leathers that he was going to give to you.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So when you go there, you pick that up. You would trade in your existing leathers, get the studded leather. It's not quite perfect. The dye job is done very well. The color is all correct, but like getting used to a new set of armor is tough, especially when there's metal studs everywhere. That you're used to having this freedom and range of movement that you still have, but every once in a while a sleeve kind of gets snagged on a little bit of metal, and it'll just take a little bit of getting used to, but you'll get there.
Okay.
So that immediately just increases your AC by 1.
Right, and I think I had that on there because
So-
it would have been 14. It was the 14 before.
So
now it's-
AC will be 12
15.
plus your dex. So 15. Yeah. Okay, so there you go. Okay, so that's that. So sorry, what was it you were doing with Rick?
So what we're doing is we're going to Blinsky's.
Okay,
Me, Leaf, and Les.
got it.
I'm gonna be in the alley
Mhm.
next to Blinsky's with Les, kind of just keeping an eye on me
Okay.
because I'm going blind.
Yep.
And
Yo, I guess I'll go
And
in
I'm just
here.
double checking here. He's just an imp, right?
yeah, he's just an imp.
Okay, I gotta just check something.
Do you want me to ask anything to him or just like?
Yeah, just talk to him.
Okay.
Yeah, bullshit.
See, the party conflict is
I'm
killing me.
fangirling for Hope right now. Everyone. I love Hope.
Good to know. Can I get you to roll a perception check for me for Rick?
For Rick. Okay, where's Rick's pencil? That's not great. Hold on. What's perception?
Yeah, perception for Rick.
No, what is it plus?
Oh, that's the thing. As an imp, he has his own perception.
Oh.
As an imp, perception is. Oh wow! Holy shit, he's good at deception. Perception is +1.
Okay. So that's 8.
8.
Not
Okay.
bad.
Okay. So on your way there,
Smokes a window.
nothing interesting happens.
Yeah.
So when you get there, what is it you're sending him to do again?
So I'm sending Leaf in to talk to Blinsky and just talk about toys, bullshit.
Okay.
I'm gonna have Rick go in with Leaf, invisible, of course.
Yep.
And check out the back room, see if we can find anything. And if we get Blinsky back in the back room, I want him to check the sales logs to see if he sold anything to Isaac.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, that'll work. So, you going in by yourself, or Les, are you going in as well?
Les is keeping an eye
Oh,
on
right,
me.
because you're invisible, or you're eyeless.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so you heading inside, Rick on your shoulder, not having to fly or keep himself hidden from you.
Yeah.
All right. The door jangles. Open. You walk inside.
Hey, Blinsky.
Yes, welcome back. Welcome back. I will be out in just a minute.
Okay,
You hear the sound coming through the block.
Yeah.
Yes, what can I do for you today? It's been some time since you managed to come in here. What is happening?
Well, I just wanted to come in and, we presented the sun that you made for us at the festival, and I think it went over pretty well. So
I did hear this. The burgomaster did say that this was quite a success, and he did appreciate the extra little bit of light that you threw on the festival.
Well, I appreciate it. I didn't, it was something new I wanted to try out, and I'm kind of happy that went over so well. It was actually the first festival we went to.
All right.
Really.
Effectively distracted at this point. Go and make a stealth check at advantage.
Yeah.
Stealth check at advantage for Rick.
At advantage?
Occur. Man, that Pepsi commercial she did was great. Did you see that one?
Yeah, with Monet Exchange in it.
Was that?
Oh, yeah.
But it was the one where guests is on the table. Oh yeah, can I get a Coke? Oh, is Pepsi okay? And
Yeah.
she is sitting at the bar. Is Pepsi okay?
Yeah.
And the whole bar is just goes up in okay.
Yeah, it has Monet
Anyways,
Exchange.
sorry.
22.
22. Okay. Not an issue.
Okay.
You looking through his eyes, Blinsky is suitably distracted by someone talking about how great his wares were and how amazing the sun was, and someone who actually really appreciates the toys that are being made. So Rick skirts the ceiling, swoops down, manages to pass through the opening into the back. The curtains have been drawn as Blinsky's out in the front at this point, and you're looking around for a ledger.
I'm looking around for a ledger or anything that might correlate the connection between Isaac and
And the arena
Dipshit.
doll.
Yeah.
Got it.
Thank
Okay.
you. Yes.
Go ahead and
That's
make.
not Dipshit.
Yeah, it's not dipshit, but the Irina doll.
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead and make an investigation check for Rick.
For real?
For Rick, I believe his investigation is +1. Just double checking that. Investigation, no, +0.
Okay.
What the hell? He's got a +4 to persuasion.
Yeah, he's great.
Oh, he speaks common.
The imp is my crutch.
Okay, so
Wait,
my God.
No,
you
you
said
said
he
he
only
only speaks.
Yeah.
he said he only speaks Infernal. He also speaks common. He can speak common.
Well, it's like, how else has he been passing on the messages to other people?
Wait, he's been passing them on to you.
Yeah, 'cause you speak Infernal.
No, but me, but also to
Oh,
Lady
yeah, yeah.
Fiona Wachter, unless
Well, that,
To be fair, I wrote a note.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was different.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, well, you've
so. At this point, Ledger, what would you roll?
16.
16. Okay. So looking around, being as stealthy as he possibly can, trying to find different pieces, he finds a lot of the toy making equipment, a lot of the woodworking tools, and loose stones, some metal crafting pieces. Looking around, there are a series of drawers, and kind of ever so carefully pulling those out as best he can. A lot of them are just full of loose metal tools that would make a ton of noise. Eventually, he does find that there is a small cabinet underneath one of the woodworking tables that does have a series of books in it. And one by one, slowly pulling those out, and
I was wondering.
the ASMR.
Yeah.
It was a gin and tonic with non-alcoholic gin.
And slowly pulling out some of these books. And the first one you see is kind of a sketchbook for designs, and very creepy shit. We're talking a gallows with a beheaded man as a children's toy, kind of thing. And then the one under that does appear to be some kind of a ledger of commission pieces and payment for them, or regularly stocked items and then payment for them. And flipping through as best he possibly can, trying to find the dates. still completely distracted. There is no mention of a specific piece commissioned around the times that you're looking in. So you're going further and further back in the ledger, and it looks like the toy was commissioned. There's no name beside it, but it's just written as commission, and then a gold piece amount of 10 gold pieces.
Interesting. Okay. While he's in there, can I get him to just like... God, this is gonna be tricky. Just perfunctorily maybe take a look around to see if anything has any relation to Strahd.
To Strahd?
Yeah.
Sure. Make an investigation check. No.
Sure.
So plus 0.
Plus 0. No good dice.
Straight roll.
Oh, that was no good.
Oh.
It's a 2.
It's a 2. Looking around, Rick doesn't really know what to look for.
Yeah, that's
You kind of look through his eyes, and you can kind of like see everything and direct him over to specific things that may be of interest, but there isn't really anything per se that screams Strahd.
Yeah.
It's just assorted things that you're like, that's really creepy, that's related. No, maybe it's not. Maybe he's just a creepy fucking guy. And then moves on to the next thing. Yeah.
Can I get him to just check real quickly to see if there's any like secret doors in the floor?
Sure, perception check.
Can I look around to see if anyone's noticing us near us?
Yeah, make perception check. 3. You're off the main drag. No one around you seems to be paying any attention. There's nobody's coming up to you and talking to you. You're kind of also like doing the thing where you've seen the doctor do this a couple of times, but you never like really looked at it. So you're kind of like, whereas before it would be him just holding on to you and looking, you've kind of like turned around and are like propped him up against a wall and are just like opening his eyes and like just looking at the whites of his pupils as his eyes have rolled back into his head and just being like,
are you in there?
Oh, does it look like
I'm
you're
the
doing,
doctor.
does it look like you're doing something
Now what are you guys doing? What are you
where
doing?
you use a...
Fool?
A euphemism?
Scissor?
So,
No, that would be...
Oh, yes, of course.
I don't know what
17.
This is...
17.
Fighting.
There does not appear to be any
No, I'm just saying that it looks
secret
sexual.
doors. There does not appear to be any secret doors. There does not appear to be any trap doors or anything like that. It does appear to just be a regular shop as best you can see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna pop him out of the back room.
Okay.
Put him back on Leaf's shoulder. Can I?
You can only pop him to you.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, unless you want him to just fly out of the back.
Yeah, I'll just fly
Oh,
him
okay,
back on the,
sure.
on the Leaf shoulder.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
And you feel the pressure mid-conversation as you're talking with him, and he's telling you designs of a new toy that he's making that's really, really excited about. It's going to be a wolf that's holding a young boy's leg with little bits of metal dripping off of it.
Okay, I got a Hail Mary here.
And then you just feel the clamping of the legs on your shoulder, and no, time to go.
Oh, I got one more thing to do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Can I just quickly have Rick check behind the desk?
behind the counter.
Behind the, like, below behind the counter. So.
Oh, it's an open.
Oh,
desk.
open
Yeah,
desk.
there's nothing there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's straight up just a like 4-post piece, and it's just like a standard table.
Okay, I thought it was like.
No, all of the important things are kept in behind, and you've looked as best you can through those.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm gonna pop. Wow, okay. This is
So you would actually pop back to yourself right as Les is doing this, and it just freaks you out for a second, like what the shit, and you slam your head against the side of the door or the side of the wall,
So you sort of
and just like and you just would hear a ow as you've got a little bit of a bruise on the top of your head, and Les, you just kind of.
Oh yeah, do you need a check to see if you hurt yourself?
Did you,
You're good. It's a little on the sore
did
side.
you find what you needed?
I found something more puzzling than I thought we might find.
Puzzling.
Let's head back to the inn with the others.
Alright.
Alrighty. So making your way back.
Do I get any like indication that we're leaving? I'm just like freewheeling.
You get Rick on your shoulder,
Okay, that's
clamping
the-
his feet into you,
That's the dip
and
sign.
the conversation is like, It's the first time that you've really had somebody talking back at you. It's usually like one way to the kids, one way to other people, except for Hope. But you're friends. This is a person who is actually interested.
That's the curse of having a low charisma but high insight. Is no one wants to actually talk to you.
But he actually wants to talk to you, and so you're more than happy telling him your mushroom story.
Man, you love this one.
So,
anyways,
eventually you do feel the clamping on the legs, and at first you kind of ignore it, like, no, I'm going to finish my story. And then Rick just slowly clamps harder onto your shoulder until you're like, I gotta go!
It's been real, Blinsky. I'll pick up where we left off. Anyways,
I'm looking forward to the next time you come in, my friend. It will be all the best for us.
Great to see you.
The best for you.
Sorry, I was getting the accent from Blinsky for what I needed later.
Alright. So, walk out.
Yeah, let's pop on back to the inn.
Zip back.
Actually, yeah, sorry, I threw that. That was actually Rictavia. Blinsky's got like a weird, slightly gay charm.
Yeah, very good.
So, heading back to the inn.
Heading back.
You two have been staying there. As you're on your way back, Isaac comes in, holding a letter, and sees the two of you sitting downstairs, I assume. It is good to see both of you here. Unfortunately, I do not have the best news, but it is news nonetheless, and as promised, hand delivering a letter to you. If you would like, I can simply tell you the contents.
Certainly.
Your tribunal will be this evening. The Burgomaster's schedule is very full. This has been several days in the planning to have all of this together. My understanding is that Henrik wants to also have this over with as quickly as possible, so that he feels he can once again be safe out in public. So I would recommend showing up fairly early this evening if you can. Have your defense at the ready as best you can. We have arranged to have the father, who has said that he will stand on your defense as well. And there is also Ismark and Irina, of course, staying inside the Burgomaster's mansion with their story of how you managed to get them here. They are staying at your side as well. So,
thank you.
They're most welcome. I do apologize again for the lack of communication. This is not normal within our walls, so it is something that I'm going to be looking into, and I'm keeping my men on vigilant watch, trying to make sure that we find Shafin, hopefully alive somewhere.
Would you be able to tell us as much as you can if you find anything looking into that matter? We'd also be very interested in knowing if someone's out there is trying to prevent our knowledge in this town.
Depending on the outcome of the tribunal, I will give you the information if I can.
Of course. We have one more question for you, sir, if you don't mind. Irina, our companion that we've arrived with, was quite discomfited at the local toy maker, Blinsky's, learning that there was a doll there that looked a lot like her, and we were told...
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
We were told.
We were told
That was the trigger word.
you commissioned it, and we were wondering if you had any information about it.
I apologize, I do not know what it is you are speaking of.
Oh, it was just it was a doll that bore a striking resemblance to Miss Irina.
I'm sorry, I do not know. I have commissioned a few pieces from Blinsky before, but this is not something that catches my attention.
Okay, is that a check?
Yeah. Both of you, separately. Yeah.
So much insight.
So much insight check. Okay.
Please get a good one.
Come on, guys.
Fuck!
Long overdue. It's also versus his deception, though.
Okay, yeah. 11.
Versus his deception.
8.
8.
Fuck.
Well, I was gonna ask a further question as well, though, kind of like.
So you have commissioned Blinsky. You've never made any commissions that are lifelike to a person.
Every once in a while, if there is a person that I am interested in doing, I sometimes have Blinsky make a toy of them as something that can show a little bit of stature. It is not everyone who can afford a toy made by the great Gadolf Blinsky.
Absolutely.
Sorry, I have quite strong feelings towards Irene. I'm not quite sure how to put this. Have you met someone who looks similar to Irina before? As you must know her by now.
Of course, I've seen her, and she was at the festival as well. There are a few people who look similar to this, and blonde hair, and standard Barovian female. No one that really comes to mind as someone who stands out, though, I must admit.
Insight check.
Yeah, go for it.
Can we both?
Sure.
Please.
Fuck yeah, 19. Okay.
No.
So that makes
Oh,
it
that was a nat
26.
26? Okay.
Oh.
That is cocked. It's almost a 20. That's a natural one. So, he's actually being pretty honest. He doesn't know anyone that looks quite like Irina.
But we.
Insight the insight.
Insight check the DM.
I insight Kaylee's decision to insight Jordy. It's a nat 20!
Wasted.
Alright. So,
Okay.
I apologize. I do need to get going. This message was supposed to be quite quick. I have other
Thank you for your time and for delivering it to us personally.
Of course.
What time should we be at the barracks?
Before
sundown.
sundown.
Yeah, also this is not a question to him. Was he accompanied by guards when coming into the bar, or does it look like he was with guards in any way?
Completely solo.
You wanted me to come with you?
We can't.
I'm glad he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, making his way out, leaving the two of you in the bar. You two from Blinsky's. Blinsky's is on the way back to the bar, so you would have seen Isaac coming down the road, away from the bar at that point. And eventually making his way through the center.
Actually, can I ask another question as well? Was there anyone else in the bar at the time, and were they surprised at Isaac's presence?
There were a few other people in the bar, 2 tables, one of 2 men and a woman, and a woman.
She contains multitudes.
Multitudes. And then the other table was Danica and her 2 sons. They were sitting down. Nobody else in the bar at the moment, so they were just enjoying a little bit of afternoon lunch. Danica didn't really notice anything out of the ordinary. The table of 3, there was a slight surprised look of Isaac being there by himself and just coming up and talking to, of all people, a drow and a white tiefling. So kind of curious as to what's going on. But other than that, nothing.
Cool. Thanks.
Okay. So this is going to be where we're going to leave off this week's session. Next week is we're going to be picking up basically right at the tribunal. So anything that you need to prepare ahead of time, you can do that.
Yeah.
You know that Ismark and Irina are going to be in your corner on your defense. You also know that Father Petrovich is going to be on your defense.
We should have found out who was going to be.
Against us? I don't know. We would have been able to find out.
Other people.
So probably the guard.
Probably that guard that you fucking
Yeah.
wow.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Oh!
Right, I totally forgot. Yeah. Thank
God damn it!
Or is Jordy just messing with us and pretending that he
No, he
forgot he was
forgot.
always
It was
gonna
so-
No, I actually forgot because that was like first day in Valaki after
That's
we
Last
burned the
bullshit.
house down. Yeah,
That's what we're
that's a good one.
talking about.
Thank you for that, guys. Appreciate it.
Gotcha.
So,
God fucking damn
Hey, we
It's
got
okay.
That's less.
I still believe he would have done. I still believe. I still have to believe that Jordy would
I have to
done
believe
that.
it for me not to go insane.
So, this is going to be where we leave things off this week. It has been an awesome session. This was a really good one. I'm glad that things wrapped up this way. There's a lot of new revelations, a
Fucking
lot of
Dice Cream
shit.
Law and Order. God damn it.
This is literally like Dicecream Law and Order.
Dun,
Right?
dun, 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 dun,
Just end of every session, just boom, boom. So, next week, going to be picking up with you guys having your tribunal in front of Isaac, Burgomaster, people coming to your defense, people being prosecution, I guess.
Prosecuting us.
Prosecuting you, persecuting you.
Keynote.
But other than that, this has been our 17th session. Couple of awesome shoutouts. We've got Son of a Biscuit 73. Thank you for following. Orcs Make Beautiful Lovers. Thank you for following and the awesome comment.
They do.
And then Tyler Wyman didn't say anything in the chat, but thanks for following, man. Appreciate it.
What did they say? I missed that part because I was in the bathroom.
Oh, there was a bunch. Yeah, like comments were all through. Yeah, we'll chat about it after once we're offline. But thank you everybody for watching. We are officially wrapped up this week. We will be back next week, same time, same place. Tuesday, 7:20 is when we go live roughly, and then 7:30 is when you actually see our ugly mugs.
Hey.
Alrighty. Bye everyone.
Bye.